All right, we should be live. Let me just make sure. Yes, we are live. All right. Well, it's been a nice little break for a little bit, but we do now have some areas of interest off of the coast here. We have a couple of storms that have been rotating, and you can see these little areas of rotation starting to pop up at a lot of different places out here. And we're gonna have to watch every single one of these as they get closer to the shore. Looks like these are kind of heading towards the general vicinity of like St. Petersburg, and then also Spring Hill will eventually be down the line there as well. Also have some pretty heavy rain happening over here near Tampa, and seeing some little areas of rotation in the bay here. This one got pretty close to being concerning, but again, as it got closer to the land there, it kind of died off. So still watching to see if these storms can actually make it on the land, but these ones over here, they should have some of the best chance, especially from here all the way down to here, as well as they make their way onto land. They're kind of in this area of the storm. You got the low pressure system that is situated back up in here. You got a little frontal boundary there, and then you got most of the instability should be up in this region. And we do have some semi-discrete and discrete mini supercells that are currently off of the coast here. So we're really going to have to watch these pretty closely as they get closer to land. So, definitely seeing a little bit of uptick in the rotation, which is why we're live here, just to make sure that these don't do anything as they get closer to land. Still hoping, crossing my fingers, that they won't really do anything. There is a possibility that as they get closer to the coast here that they fall apart. So, just like all the other cells we've been watching today. So that's what I'm hoping continues, but there is definitely, these storms are going to be a lot more dynamic. The kinematics are a lot more favorable for these guys to go tornado or to try to drop a tornado here. So we really got to watch this area here as it approaches the coast. How's everybody doing? Yeah, the waves are pretty crazy over here. We also have this cam. Check out this cam. A little view of the sky. This is near Sarasota. I think it's facing away from the storm. If I'm being quite honest, that's my best guess. It looks like it's facing over the water, but I'm not. But then there's land on the other side, so that looks like it's like the bay side. But yeah, if we come over to here. Where is it? It's this one. Oh yeah, still high winds over here in Cocoa Beach, and then also where is it? Oh yeah, it's this one. Bam. And then also we're starting to see some pretty significant flooding over here in Key West. Some reports that this flooding is actually making it all the way into land, pretty close to the business district out there as well. Some pretty high waters, actually about a foot. I've already kind of pushed in the land here. I mean, look at this, just absolutely washing over the barrier there, and still continuing to see that water pile up with these big waves pretty easily now, making it over the barrier here in the southernmost point of the Keys here. So very interesting to see that, obviously. That'll always be down in the little screen there, but the most important thing that we've got to keep our eye on is these storms over here. A little bit more semi-discrete, and yeah, it's go time to try to figure out whether or not this tornado threat's really going to get its act together and try to do something before it makes landfall here. So if they can't really last along the coast, they're definitely, I mean, there's going to be a slower or smaller chance that they're going to be able to last while they're over land, because there's not even enough cape off of the coast here to get it into shore with at least some rotation. That might be a good indication that this tornado threat could be falling apart. So, just kind of lying and waiting, seeing how things are going to develop across the peninsula here. But yeah, in other places we do have some storms and some gustier winds still ongoing, especially on the western coast here. Again, this up here we're getting 41 mile per hour wind gusts, and if we come over to here, you can see that definitely still picking up those higher winds and bigger waves along the pier here, pretty much right around where that 32 or that 41 mile per hour wind gust, 32 mile per hour winds sustained are. So Definitely got a good view there, thankfully, because that's pretty much where the worst. Oh, those people? Uh-oh. We got tourists. Tourist alert. Oh, no. Yep. Was expecting this. I was wondering when they were going to show up. They always show up eventually. And here they are, looking like drunk college students, literally standing in storm surge, taking selfies. Very typical. We see this all the time here in this region of the world, in the southern parts of southern Florida. It's crazy. People will take their families out here, their kids. They go stand right over here with the big waves, just like this. Completely no regard for their livelihood or anything. Look at that big wave. People are crazy, man. What the heck? Wow, that's pretty. That's yeah, very Florida man. We got a pack of Florida men. That's crazy. But again, all these this cam is down here in Key West, where we're still getting some wind gusts. Tropical storm forced wind gusts down here near Key West, 45-mile-per-hour winds there, with those big old waves, and that's probably happening all along the coast here. We also have another storm system down here in the southern tip of Florida. Not a whole lot of people that live down here, and I don't think anybody lives down here in this part of Florida, but some heavier rain going on there, and also some storms off of the coast here. But none of these are going to be a threat really to Miami, as they're going to stay well off of the coast, not really impacting many people over there. So that's good news for there. And it's just mainly these guys. I really do think, if these guys can't get their acts together here, they're going to have a real hard time getting their act together over land, mainly because we've had so much rain out here that's really stabilized the air, like out in front of these storms. This area right here has more forcing, so that's why we're seeing some stronger storms form. But, if there's not enough instability for these things to last on land, that tornado threat's really going to start to diminish. So I'm really hoping that's the case, but we got to watch these rotations as they get closer. That's for sure. I think the strongest one as of right now is going to be this guy right here. You can see there's a little tiny bit of a couplet there, a little one right there, little one right there. Probably some sort of water spout action ongoing right now with that. So, we're definitely going to keep a close eye on these storms. New mesoscale discussion. All right, let's go check it out. There, turn that off. Yeah, this is a really cool view of the clouds, man. If we can get a spinning storm in this area, we'll be able to see whatever happens underneath it. So hopefully that ends up working out for us. All right, looks like we got a. Oh, wow. Interesting. They dropped the tornado watch probability, so hopefully that's a good sign. But they say a few low-topped supercells will affect the Tampa Bay region, so they're not even using the word tornado right now. So hopefully that's an indication that we won't really see any tornadoes out of this. But their wording is pretty much saying, hey, this is basically translation. They're saying, hey, we got storms spinning, and they're out over the water. We are unsure of what they're going to do, which is pretty much where we're at as well. So, we've got spinning storms right here, which is where they're circling. Spinning storms out here over the water. The question is, are they going to make it to land? Are they going to break the pattern that we've been seeing all day today, which has been spinning, and then as they get closer to the shore, not spinning anymore? So definitely interested to see what ends up happening here with these storms. Hello, everybody. Clouds are moving fast. Yeah, they are. That's those are those lower level winds. I mean, the kinematics are there, for spin. You can see that these clouds are moving plenty fast. That's those lower level winds, whipping across the surface. But you just need that. You need the forcing, which is coming. The low level lapse rates are still going to be low, though, and the instability is going to be low. So it's really going to be hard if there's not enough. If that instability doesn't start to rise here near the land, it's really going to be hard for these storms to be able to produce a tornado. So we'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see. You have a webcam near Tampa? Yeah. Yeah, but we have a lot of webcams in and around the Tampa area. We've got kind of like shore webcams. We also got one that's along this area, this bridge area, but I don't think these storms are going to impact there. I mean, we're talking about like Clearwater, where these storms are probably going to make landfall right around Clearwater. So that's who's really got to watch out for these supercells. As you can tell, they're not really doing an easternly track. So Tampa's over here. It's probably bigger than just the where the Tampa label is there. It's probably also, you know, it includes parts of these areas as well. So, you know, really anybody from like Palm Harbor to Clearwater and Largo there need to be watching these storms and being prepared just in case they do try to do something. But right now they're still over the water, and then, yeah, after these guys right here, our focus is going to shift back to these storms along this line, which are also going to have that capability to spin and maybe produce tornadoes. But as of right now, can't really see too much of the line. But what I can see, there's not a whole lot of rotation in there right now. And it seems like these rotations are still going, but they're not the strongest rotations. You know, it's even to the point where I'm like, because they are weakening a bit as they get closer and closer. This is interesting. Hopefully that trend continues. I do not want to see any tornadoes tonight. Let me tell you, that would not be good, especially with how populated the Tampa region is. Whoa, interesting little spinning storm here. Okay, now this is almost concerning rotation here. That is right on the line. You know, it's one of those. Okay, it went away. I was a little bit concerning there on that scan, but now it's a lot more broad and diffuse. Hey, thank you, Pathmedic Jen, for the $9.99 donation. Everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Path. Said, holy crap, I made it. Yeah, you did. I keep seeing you in my comments saying, darn it, I missed it. So glad you were able to catch one. Yeah, that was looking concerning there for a second, but look, as soon as it hit land, kind of lost its rotation there. That was a close call though. Holy moly. That was a close call. You know what's interesting is that let me see what time this little thing is. What's grabbing my attention is this. I don't think it's anything. Could just be radar contamination. Yeah, it's not there anymore. Okay. Just had to make sure that wasn't a debris ball. Might have had some like gusty winds pull up some leaves there, but I don't think that was a tornado there. Just had to double check. But yeah, all along this little area, we're going to have to watch these storms too. Looks like they got a little bit of a chance to rotate as they're over the bay. Might have that instability kind of nosing into this area. So I wonder if that's going to increase the ability for these storms to maybe pull in something from there, maybe get enough to make it into land. We'll have to see. Surprised you guys are still up. It's pretty late. Well, in the Atlantic Florida get tornadoes tonight. I can't tell you a definite answer, but I can definitely, look at where your area is. Yeah, you're on the eastern side of this. It's possible. You know, it's in the realm of possibilities, but that's going to be a lot later as these storms form here and then eventually make their way across. So it'll be a while before your tornado threat picks up. You're going to be right at the tail end of it. But there is a chance. What is the gust in Floral City? I think Floral City's nearby here, right? Floral City. Yes. So the wind gust over there near Floral City seems to have calmed down a bit. Got 7 mile per hour sustained. No gust on that METAR. The closest one that's measuring gusts right now, or that reported a gust, is over here with 17 mile per hour wind gusts. So probably around the 17 mile per hour wind gust. Pretty manageable over there. Okay. Yeah, this storm is still trying here. It's a little messy, but it's reformed another little area of rotation here. So there, the winds are going this way, away from the radar. This is going towards the radar. And then so we have that area of rotation still right on the cusp there of being almost tornado imminent there. So that's pretty dang close. You start to get these reds and yellow values next to these grays, especially in these subtropical storms that have some tropical characteristics, or I wouldn't say tropical characteristics, but tropical moisture out in front of it. Definitely need to pay attention to even this kind of rotation. You know, typically you would want to see like green on this side if you're looking for a tornado, but you know, in this type of environment, you can sometimes get the smallest supercells and not too much rotation produce tornadoes. So we really got to watch to see if we see a correlation coefficient drop next, which would be a little blue ball right like this. It would look like a little blue ball under there. Right under the couplet, but we're not seeing that right now. But it's like right on the line of being concerning. So definitely going to keep an eye on that for sure. That is just to the north and west of Tampa, in between Dunedin and Temple Terrace. Yeah, it does definitely seem like that tornado threat is trying to ramp up here. Killis, neither can I, but I still try to function anyways. What's the update on Crystal River? Over here near Crystal River, it's kind of the same thing as the last person that asked. The closest METAR station to you is indicating 17 mile-per-hour wind gusts, also with some increased rainfall about to make its way over towards you. If we go over to the velocities here, I'm not seeing any storm that's really concerning for rotation right now in your area. That's mainly down here to your south. I believe the system will be a bigger deal once yes, it will definitely be a bigger deal. I think unless we start to get tornado warning after tornado warning tonight, you know, the impacts are definitely going to be, even if we get like a tornado, you know, tornadoes are small. They are impactful, don't get me wrong, but they're small. So it'll be a small scale damaging path here if we get some tornadoes. But up here, I mean, we could have a very large area with lots of trees down, especially like right into this region here. And in fact, I found a cool little thing on my model here. So let's come over to here and then switch over to here. So this is the accumulated max 10 meter wind gust. So it basically just shows you the max wind gust on this model run here for your area. And check this out. I mean, this is going to be everybody's max wind gusts if this model confirms here. And really starting off in North Carolina, 60 to 70 mile per hour, up into, you know, this little orange line. Those are 50 mile per hour wind gusts. And that extends pretty far inland, especially over there near Vermont, New Hampshire. 60 mile per hour winds potentially making it all the way up into Massachusetts. And then 70 mile per hour winds all along the coast, pretty much all the way down from the tip of Long Island up into Massachusetts, Cape Cod, and the Nantucket region, and then potentially 90 mile per hour wind gusts showing up there on the very tip there of Maine. So definitely an impactful storm, especially as it makes it up a little bit further to the coast, or a little bit further up to the northeast. I really do think, you know, we're going to be hearing a lot about that. Yeah, latest scan here. Looks like this rotation got a little bit more broad here as the latest scan right there just to the north of Americana. Still not seeing any debris ball, and the rotation got a little bit more broad, but there's still some there, so we're going to continue to watch it. Do a little bit of a zoomed out view here for everybody watching. Is the NAM still being aggressive? Let's check. Yes, the NAM is still being quite aggressive. So let me come back over to here. So this is the NAM 3K, which is another model, and it's a lot more aggressive. You can see, you know, that swath of 40 mile per hour winds makes it, you know, pretty far inland, almost over completely for north, south Carolina, going into Virginia, up into Pennsylvania, and you have this broad swath here of 50 to 60 mile per hour winds with almost 70-mile-per-hour winds throughout the entirety of Long Island. And then over there near Nantucket, we're talking an almost up to 90-mile-per-hour winds there. So definitely a little bit more of an impactful storm on the NAM, but not too far off from what the GFS is saying. So there's a little bit more of agreement there. But so I would say it's a little bit more bullish, but like not to the point or to the degree of, really anything too bad with that one. Lights are flickering on and off in Palm Beach. Oh, wow. I don't think we have any cams in Palm Beach. Let me pull this one up here. Yeah, this is just to the north of Palm Beach, I think. So yeah, still pretty windy out there. This is still our best cam. I looked around and I haven't been able to really see. Yeah, West Palm Beach. I've been looking around. I still haven't really been able to see too much, other like really good cams to watch for that wind impact. But if we get any storms spinning, man, do we have just way too many cams out in front of this thing. We will be able to see it. I'm telling you. Whether it's just right close and personal with it or from afar, we have cams all the way along this road. So any type of rotation or tornado makes it inland at all, we will see it. Yeah, the waves are crazy with this storm here. We'll bring it up big view. When we first started watching this stream, like, let me give you guys a little bit of a reference here. If we come over to here, can I go back? Oh, I can't go back in the video, darn. But yeah, this area right here that's splashing around that seems like it's part of the ocean. No, this used to be a road. Yeah, you can barely see the road there as the waves slosh around. Strange storm, yeah, it is. Definitely a strange storm. Agreed. Oh, looks like we gotta refresh that cam. Yeah, I got my coffee, so hopefully this is enough to keep me going. Looks like we're gonna have to looks like we're gonna have to definitely refresh this cam here, like all the way. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a minute, so let's go ahead and pull this one back up. All right, let's go check on those rotations now. Yeah, seems like most of these are starting to die off as they get closer to land. Not really seeing anything too organized within these just yet. Little tiny area there, but I'm thinking that's hopefully some good news, because if it's struggling this early, it's really going to struggle as it gets close to the land. But I think we still got to watch them. Still definitely got to watch these guys. Man, look at this big old area of rain here. Definitely looks like a tropical storm, but it's not. It's not a tropical storm. Oh, there you go. Yeah, everybody get your coffee. Well, how do y'all like your coffee? Do you like it black? Do you like it with cream, sugar? What do I sound like? I'm in a tunnel? Do I? There's something wrong with my audio? Does my audio sound different? All right, great. Just got to make sure. Audio seems fine. Okay, awesome. Always got to check. Probably had a little bit of a snafu there on their end with their internet speeds. Sometimes can mess up the audio quality on their end. All right. Yes, got a little storm here, but it's a little bit too close to the radar to really be able to tell anything with it. So we're gonna have to wait for that one to move up and out there. And this storm is still going. This storm's actually pretty decent strength down here. Probably some of the most convection, or at least the highest DBZs we've seen on reflectivity for a little bit here. Yeah, getting up into those 50, 53. Definitely some heavier rain with this storm. And this is eventually going to make it over to the Hialeah and Pembroke Pines. I'm not seeing much rotation with this storm right now, but it's definitely, you know, a stronger storm in this environment could have the potential to do something. So definitely going to have to keep our eye on that one just in case it tries to do something. And over here near Marco Island, unfortunately, these storms are in a pretty annoying radar hole. And these storms are really falling apart. Wow. Almost zero rotation on them now. That's great news. I mean, if any storms are going to do it, it's going to be these. Behind this is where the dry air is. If we let's see if we can see that dry air on satellite. Yeah, look at that. So right back here, you see all this dry air there? Let's see if we can get the lower level. Oh yeah, look at this. All of this red and orange, that indicates dry air. The green indicates more moist air. We're looking at water vapor imagery here, and there's a lot of dry air back there. And in fact, that might be another factor here that's helping us with these storms is, you know, that dry air works in, it kind of lowers the instability a little bit. Sometimes it can enhance it if it's in the mid-levels, but it's not what we're seeing right now. Very interesting. So yeah, no storms are going to happen on the backside of this. So it's mainly going to be this storm, these storms for Tampa. And if they can't do anything, Tampa's going to be in the clear here. After this little line passes through. So we'll have to see. It's kind of a wait and see kind of situation. You know, the best way to tell what's happening with the atmosphere in the moment is just kind of, you know, do what we're doing right now. Just try to look for little hints, little patterns, you know, and the pattern that we have had all day, which was caused by lack of instability, is still going. You know, we're getting these, what we're seeing now, though, that's a little bit different from yesterday, is we're definitely starting to see stronger rotations out here, out to sea, as we do have more improved kinematics here. But so far, they seem to be following the same pattern. So they get closer to land, and that instability is just kind of falling apart there. Yeah, still some... still a little bit of rotation over here near Armstead. Right there. Still kind of underneath that threshold, though, of being concerning. So yeah, a lot to look at, but luckily nothing that is piquing my interest too much. Thank you, Satanis, for subscribing. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Yeah, let's come over to here. There we go. Looks like our favorite cam is back. This is a cool view, though. You know, I really wish we could get like a non-severe, non-tornadic storm pass over this area. Maybe some lightning with it. We'd probably be able to see a lot of CGs, like cloud-to-ground lightning. Yeah, let's hope so, Momo. Technically, Elva, I really do think 5% are impossible to bust. So basically, just in case you guys aren't familiar with the term bust for weather, is essentially like if you get like a strong tornado risk, typically, you know, it doesn't mean 100% tornadoes, but when you don't get any tornadoes and a strong tornado risk, then typically it's called or people will say it's a bust. But, you know, all that really is kind of a misunderstanding of the percentage systems when people say that, because 5% tornadoes is not 100%. right? It's not 100%. So there is never a guarantee of tornadoes. 5% just means a 5% chance. And in fact, there's a 95% chance we won't see any tornadoes tonight. But in that small case that we do, that's why we're live. So I really don't think it's possible for 5% to bust. So that's my opinion, though. No problem, Darth. I appreciate that. Thanks. We try hard on this channel to keep you guys in the know as best as possible. So hopefully we're being a little bit helpful. Feel free to ask questions. I mean, we got all the data you need. We got wind speeds, rainfall amounts, everything is on this radar here. So, if you got any questions, feel free to type them down below. I want to get this other cam big screen here. Okay, this one I need to get big screen as well. This one's weird because I have to go back and forth. There we go. Yes, 5% within a 20-mile radius. Not a 100%. So, it's like if you don't see a tornado, that's kind of the forecast almost. It's like, yeah, 5% chance, you do typically see tornado warnings though. It is rare, to not get a tornado warning in a 5%, but it's not unheard of. With a line behind bring an additional tornado threat? It should. But I mean, here's all that instability, right? So what I'm hoping is that the strongest forcing for this storm is going to be along this line. It's going to be a little bit more linear, a little bit more clustered, less semi-discrete. So these storms are going to struggle a little bit to really get their acts together with all of that competition. But there will definitely still be some areas of rotation. I mean, that's where the strongest forcing, the strongest lower level winds are going to be with this storm. So it's definitely something to keep an eye out for with these line of storms. But if these ones can't make it if these storms can't make it in and cause a tornado threat, and that could be an indication that there's just not enough instability. But we'll keep an eye on it. Nothing is set in stone yet. It's just still monitoring mode here. Still monitoring mode. That's what happens with these storms. I wish I could tell you that we got it all figured out, but we just don't. I could tell you where it's going without doing the future radar, but we'll do the future radar for visual purposes. Oh my god. Luckily the HRRR was not correct. Oh my goodness. That is not what the radar looks like right now. The NAM a little bit. Yeah, the NAM's a little bit more accurate here in terms of how this is happening right now. Yeah, they're all really not accurate though, because that line behind is already starting to form. Yeah, none of these are really good, accurate depictions of what's happening here, I'm gonna be honest. The future radar is not doing too well. Yeah, because it's saying the storms that are on the coast right now are the only ones we're going to get, but we're already seeing that convection on the backside. It doesn't even represent that at all. So it'll probably just be better to look at this and then kind of tell you the direction of everything. So these storms out in front, they're struggling. It'll still question mark with these guys, still not 100% settled on whether or not I think they're going to do anything, but with this line right here, still not 100% settled either. But if we put this in motion, probably let's go back 50 frames here. You can see the general direction of this low pressure system is kind of going almost directly to the north, which means this line of storms is going to take a while, but eventually it is going to make its way into like these regions here. And these prefrontal storms up here are going pretty much directly north as well. So eventually that line will impact a pretty large area here, but, you know, still the question remains, will it bring a tornado threat or not? But these storms over here, they are struggling. Still not seeing any recovery of that rotation. You can see earlier, this is why I initiated the live stream. Definitely had more rotation on a lot of these storms. And then you can see as they get closer and closer to land, they're running out of that instability and they start to fall apart convectively and with their rotation as well. So yeah, it's because the HRRR, yeah, the HRRR looks crazy, but you can tell now that, you know, the HRRR is not an accurate representation of what's going on right now. So I wouldn't take it seriously. Obviously, we are getting a solution here that is not being covered by any of the models right now. So, you know, definitely something to look out for, and to see how it materializes here. It's just kind of like one of those wait and see type deals. Got a new area of rotation starting to form off of the shore here, south of Miami. Interesting. Got to keep an eye on this guy here. Got a special marine warning on it saying, gotta watch out for them water spoots, which could be already happening here off of the coast. Now, it's the same question. I will say, according to the models, even the ones that were less bullish on the West Coast still had enough instability for the East Coast. So I think another, you know, thing that we're going to have to figure out for tonight as well is whether or not it's enough. We have a 5% tornado threat for tomorrow. Oh, really? So they upgraded it. Let me check. Oh, yeah. All right, so we just got the new... oh, wow. There we go. It's got the new outlook for tomorrow. And we also, now, let me get this over here. We now have a 5% tornado threat for parts of South Carolina and North Carolina for tomorrow. So that'll be something else we have to cover as well. So it looks like it's going to be tornado threat all the way up to South and North Carolina. And then tomorrow, or the day after that, going into Monday, it's going to be mainly a damaging wind threat up for the northeast coast. There's not going to be enough instability up there, hopefully, for tornadoes. Might get a 2%, just because the kinematics are going to be so potent up there, so you probably won't need too much instability to maybe get like a little spin-up tornado. But yeah, this is unsurprising. You know, it was in the realm of possibilities because some models do show some instability. So if you live, you know, along the coast there of South Carolina and North Carolina, the tornado threat just got a little bit more elevated for you. Yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. You guys showing up, liking the stream, and subscribing, and just watching it as well is a huge help to the channel and reaching and actually being able to make a difference. So I do appreciate it big time. Yeah, it's trying. Definitely got a little bit of rotation in there, but its current path is kind of north. It should miss Miami. It's very slowly jogging to the east, so it might take it a while. It'll be interesting to see what it can do, though. You know, we might, if I could find a cam there, we might be able to see that sucker if it's got a... Nah, we don't have a cam. Darn. It's a national park, that's why. Guess people can't put webcams in a national park, but sometimes the national parks puts cams up, so... Let me see, what is it called? It's not there. It's called Biscayne National Park. Biscayne National Park webcam. They do not appear to have a webcam. That would have been nice. We might actually have been able to see that because it's not too far away from the coast. And I don't think we have any traffic cams in the area. Unfortunately. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't go into land. I mean, if it comes over here to Miami, we're going to have an eye on it big time. There are so many cameras in that region, it's a little bit ridiculous. Almost too many cameras. It's like winds are also starting to pick up here along the coast. We've got now 30 mile per hour sustained and 47 mile per hour wind gusts south of Venice here. Wow. That's definitely a little bit of an escalation there. In the winds, also just to the north of Sarasota, starting to get 40 mile per hour wind gusts. So that's one thing that this line is doing already, is bringing in those gustier winds along the coast. Thank you. Thank you, Marilyn Freiberger. That's Mama Fry for the $19.99 donation. I appreciate it. Everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Marilyn Freiberger. That's my mom. Yeah, still not seeing really any escalations here in the rotation with this storm just about to come onto shore. So this is the first one that started rotating a while ago, ran out of that instability, and now it's just, I mean, it doesn't have any rotation on it at all. It's got that look to it, but nothing really concerning in terms of the velocities there. Is there a thunderstorm in Wisconsin? You say there's a thunderstorm in Wisconsin. Really? I don't believe you. Sir, there is no thunderstorm in Wisconsin. It's got to be over here. You know, what are you talking about? Hello, Janine. Welcome. Areographer. What is does that mean what I think of it is? You take photography from the air? You have a plane? That's pretty cool. I like planes. Planes are definitely cool. When I was younger, my dad used to take me out to the airport. It's like this, it's in Virginia. The planes would get really low to the ground, and it was get really, really loud. But it was really cool seeing them land, all those big planes when I was younger. Yeah, latest scans on this little area of rotation, starting to lose a little bit of it. And also, I'd like to mention how this could be the world's smallest supercell. This thing is tiny, but it's spinning. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a water spout under that little sucker. Yeah, still not seeing any rotation with this glob of storms back here near Muskogee. Mikusuki. Still don't know how to say that one. Will Gibson, Georgia be safe? Yes. You guys will be safe. Tornado threat's mainly going to be on the southern side here. If anything. The instability is really not going to be available up here. You can see mostly it's rain and showers for the most part. If you come up even further north, bring on the velocities. Not even a single area of rotation. It's because the instability here is just falling apart. There's no sun to save it either. You know, if you can get some diurnal heating, which means sun basically hitting the surface, you know, you can get a recovery of the instability sometimes. But as of right now, that is just not the case. up there. I check on the latest scans here. Yeah, still not seeing any new areas of rotation. All right, let's come look at some cams. I want this one. Actually, let's do this. And then we can bring this one over it. Tennessee will not have any severe weather from this. You're going to be just fine there in Tennessee. I'd watch out if you live in northeastern Tennessee, like way on the east side of Tennessee. Maybe you might see some snowflakes. No problem, Janine. That's what we're here for, just to clear up your questions, just in case you're feeling a little bit of anxiety, and also to let you know what the current threat is on the ground. But this is over here near Cocoa Beach, and man, the winds are still going here. You know, that has been so far the main story of today has been wind. Thankfully. I mean, high winds suck. Sometimes you can get power outages with them, which we are still seeing develop here. In fact, we got a new update here. Now we have 28,000 people without power here in Florida. Surprisingly, the biggest areas in comparison to the population is up here near Hamilton. But we're starting to see, you know, right around Palm Beach where we've been getting these bigger winds. And then also down here near Miami-Dade, we've been getting multiple areas, multiple people reporting power outages along this coast here. 6,000, 9,000 down there without power, which is small compared to the population that lives there. But still, you know, people are getting some impacts with these winds along the coast. Might see some power outages start to creep up here around the Tampa area, as we are starting to see a little bit more wind or gustier winds starting to approach at least southern Tampa, or just to the south of Tampa near Sarasota and Inglewood. Recap of what? No, this is not radar scope. This is radar Omega. Wind and good rain for the West Coast. Hopefully nothing severe. I hope so too, Roadster. You shouldn't get anything severe. You should be good. Find a Sarasota beach cam. We actually have one, and it's really not. It's not the best cam, but this is right near Sarasota right here. Let me see exactly where it's located. I think it's should be like literally Sarasota. So yeah, it's just to the south of Sarasota near Siesta Key. Yeah, it's right on, yeah, Siesta Key. Looks like an aurora. But it's just low clouds and green lights. Just arrived, just wondering what's going on in Florida. Yeah, so we do have a tornado risk. We also have this low pressure system off the coast that's bringing some gustier winds inland with a lot of rain as well. And we're monitoring for the tornado threat. You know, still haven't really, we've seen, like, there was a storm back here that got a little bit close to getting concerning rotation, but it ended up dying really fast. And so, you know, we've had these guys off of the coast over here that were rotating, but they died as well. We've got this other supercell that's still going over here. I guess you could call it a supercell. Really not any rotation on it at all. So I guess it's just a rain shower. Can't really call it a supercell. There's not really any rotation there. And that died as it approached the coast too. So, you know, so far, good news. Doesn't seem like that instability was there for these storms up here. So, you know, we still got this whole line to watch, though, and all those storms in front of it. And also this storm over here, down a little bit closer to the coast here near Miami. But again, closer and closer these things get, they are dying. So that pattern has continued, and it's been going all day. Oh, wow, look down here, Key West. 47 mile per hour wind gusts over here. 35 mile per hour winds are sustained. Very interesting. Strong winds still happening here near Key West. And this is the view there. Yeah, it's a mess. On the southernmost point, it's a mess. Yeah, there's lots of wind and rain, tornado threat. Some power outages, especially these areas that have been inundated with rain. They have. Oh wow, this is actually surging pretty quick here. I wonder if we're starting to get a damaging wind threat with this. Not seeing any rotation, but you can see how it kind of just surged out there a little bit. Might be able to get a view on this thing. I'm not sure if it's worth it, but it's something we can investigate at least. So let's come over to here, see if we can get a view on this storm. It would be this one, yeah. Let's see. It's going towards Miami. Let me double check. There in between Kindle, and Halia. So like right in this area, facing somewhere in the sky, preferably. That's right along this bend. So it says it's facing east. See if we can see any lightning at all with this. We'll leave this up for just a second. See what it looks like underneath that storm. It should be about to impact this cam, as it's right in this region right here. Yeah, there's a little lightning bolt there. Yeah, heavy rain approaching Miami right now, and potentially some elevated winds with it as well. Oh, thank you, Momo. I appreciate that. Yeah, no tornado watch. Right now, they lowered the probability from the tornado watch to 40%. So it was 60% earlier. Holy crap, look at this. 52 mile per hour wind gusts happening over here near West Palm Beach. Do we have any cams near West Palm Beach? Some just north of there. Okay, what about this one? All right. Let's use this. Bring it back. I want to see West Palm Beach here. Just really quick. Because we are starting to get some of those bigger gusts. There's West Palm. To the north of Del Rey. There's Miami. Where is it in relation to Fort Lauderdale? Okay, so it's north of Fort Lauderdale. Sorry, sometimes it's hard. Okay, there's West Palm Beach. Okay, can we find one, like a tree or something near here? Oh yeah, look at that pole. Holy moly. I don't got a tree, but we got a metal pole. We'll find a tree. There's got to be a tree somewhere around here. But yeah, the winds are definitely moving out here. I want to try to find a tree view. Yeah, all these are just traffic cams. Traffic cams are not really that great. Oh, here's some trees. Yeah, this is a little bit north of that wind report. Not 50 mile per hour wind gusts right now, but definitely gusty. Trees are moving. You're safe inside, that's good. I'm glad. Best not to be outside during a storm like this. All right. We'll come back to this if we can find anything else. Let's come back over to here and check our rotating storms. Yeah, this rotation fell apart, thankfully. And this storm, although is probably becoming a little bit more of a damaging wind and heavy rain threat. No rotation with it right now, so that's good news as it approaches Miami there. Let's check this storm over here near Naples. Yeah, not seeing any new rotation there. Yeah, starting to see new rotations on these guys back here. Guess we'll have to see what happens when they approach the coast. This one near Palm Harbor. Still not doing anything rotation-wise. This one over here near Lutz. Got a very broad and diffuse rotation there. Not concerned about it, though, right now. Look how fast that cleared out. I mean, we actually had some decent convection with those storms and rotation. But, man, how quickly some of these storms just die off as they reach the coast is pretty impressive. And hopefully a good sign. Checking all these other storms. Yeah, okay. Yeah, still not seeing anything just yet that's really catching my eye here. Yeah, no problem, Janine. No problem. That's what we're here for, just to answer your questions, calm the nerves a little bit. You know, it's one thing being in a storm threat, but being in a storm threat with not a whole lot of detailed information on what's going on, or not really somebody that you can, like, you know, ask, you know, specifically for your area, you know, that definitely ups the anxiety levels a little bit. By the way, if you haven't liked or subscribed the stream yet, please consider it. It does help us in the future reach more people, especially subscriptions. You never know when you might need me in the future. Keep me in your back pocket as a resource, just in case you ever get under a storm threat today. Today, we haven't had a ton of tornadoes. We haven't had one tornado warning yet, even though we have had this 5%. So it's been not, it's not really the type of stream that usually happens. Usually we get 5% and we get rotations. You know, typically those do end up causing tornado warnings. But sometimes, every now and then, you know, you get a time where not a whole lot happens. And so far, that's the case. Come on, Cam. You can do it. That cam is struggling. Trying to get it to go full screen. Not really sure what's going on with it. Hold on. Let me try refreshing it one more time. Pretty sure the cam's working. It's just this website's a little buggy in OBS. Should we change the title? Not quite, no. Yeah, this cam is struggling. We'll have to give it some time. I mean, we still got to watch this line and all of these storms out in front. So I still think there's a tornado threat. It's just that we haven't seen anything yet, which, you know, could be an indication of something, or it might not be. So you're in a baseball dugout because it's concrete. Should you seek shelter elsewhere? You don't need to be seeking shelter right now. So you can just go back to your house and hang out there. No tornado warnings ongoing right now. No tornadic storms either. Or right now. Watching a couple of rotations off the shore, but again, guys, if we don't get that instability working out in front of these storms, they're not going to make it to land. That's been the pattern today, and it continues to be that way. So I'm hoping that means good news. That's funny, Mom. Definitely seeing tropical storm type damage here. Yeah, down trees, fences, some flooding. Yep. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier. You know, it's technically not a tropical storm, but it's gonna feel and act exactly like one. So you're like, if you were in a tropical storm and then you had this storm right after it, you wouldn't notice a difference. The only major difference is that with this storm, at least, those damaging winds are going to be in a much wider area than you would typically get with a tropical storm. I mean, we've got some tropical storm force wind gusts, have been reported, all up in these areas today, pretty much. It's a pretty wide area. But since it's subtropical, that wind field is going to be a lot bigger. Yeah, this rotation near Miami has almost completely died off now, which is unsurprising. At this point, what would be surprising is if a rotation made it onto land, which is great news. Luckily, we don't have a destructive storm pattern ongoing right now. Thank you, Momo, for the $2.99 donation. Thank you. It's a big help out to the channel. Everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Momo. Thank you very much. Near Clearwater. Yeah, Clearwater is getting some gustier winds right now. 24 mile per hour wind gusts last reported on this METAR station near Clearwater. 10 miles per hour sustained here just to the north of, or just near Clearwater there, but the gusts, they didn't report any gusts. So the closest area that we have that reported a gust this time around is over here with 24 mile per hour wind gusts. I want to check this storm out. Yeah, it's got a look to it, but there's no rotation, so that doesn't mean anything. Thank you, Lady Trice, for subscribing. I appreciate that. Yeah, we had a lot of rotation developing, and this is that area that we were talking about earlier today that we needed to watch as it came into land. So that's why we're back live. I just wanted, like earlier, I went live to answer questions and to monitor for an early start to the tornado threat. There was no early start, so that was good. That's why we ended the live stream. And then we took a nice little break, ate, made some coffee, and now we're back on as the what's supposed to be the main tornado threat for the West Coast here is approaching. But as of right now, every single storm that has made it to land has not been able to keep that rotation and has not been concerning enough to issue a tornado warning. So. Yay, okay, the camera's working again. Can we get it to go full screen now? There we go. Finally! Got it back up. I want to put a emoji in. All right. Man, I am honestly, I would say like the most surprising thing with this storm has been the lack of people that have come out to this pier. Last time this happened, it was literally a tourist attraction. Like there was probably, I think at one point, like 40 people, something like that, like all hanging out here near this thing when there's massive waves splashing over the barrier, storm surge piling up. People were just putting on their bathing suits and coming out here. And, we've only seen a couple people, but last time there was a lot more. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of this area here in Key West is quite flooded, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So this is over here near Key West. You can see this is further inland, and you can see, hold on, this was further inland, and as you can see, water was rising up to this building here. So it's not just right directly near the southernmost point. There is some inland flooding making it all the way into some of these businesses. So it looks like this one's elevated, though, a little bit there, so... Hopefully not too much water damage happens there. Yeah, these waves have gotten a lot bigger since yesterday. I mean, since the last stream. And also a lot more flooding there as well. Along the coast. Also seems like they have like more weight behind them. I remember like the little splashes we were getting, or the splashes we were getting before, looked a lot bigger. But a lot of that was sea spray from after the wave crested. But I mean, look at that. Like the reason why it doesn't splash so high now isn't necessarily because the waves are smaller, but the water level has risen quite a bit. The storm surge has piled up a little bit here, and so it really doesn't have much to break over. So you're getting a lot of that water just to spill over the top, and you know, some of them do hit though at that right angle and give a big splash still. But it definitely seems like there's a little bit more weight behind these waves as well. No, Kevin, that's not what happened. Thankfully. We have seen people fall, I think. I think we saw one person fall. Okay, interesting little area of rotation starting to pick up here near Dupree Gardens. This is interesting because this one's over land, but we saw this, I think this is that same storm. Yeah, this is that same storm that's been producing these brief rotations over and over. But one thing I'm noticing is, I bet you the cloud tops on this are a little bit higher. No, not really. Look at that. That's very unimpressive. 25,000 foot cloud tops. That's such a small storm. But heavy rain, potentially maybe even, I wouldn't say hail, but definitely some very heavy rain there near Erin there. And a little area of rotation trying to do something there. Still, I think just below my threshold for concern, but definitely something to watch scan by scan. All right, let's go check out Miami. Yeah, still got this glob of rain coming through with 0 tornado threat right now. Elevated winds. Surely with this, looks like that rain is really setting up there near Pembroke Pines and also south of Lauderdale as well. Little area of rotation. Start to try something again, actually. Latest scans here showing a little bit more of a sign of rotation. Very weak, though, at this point. We'll keep an eye on it, though, since it's starting to show some more rotation on it again. It might. It might. All right, so let's come back over to the big screen here. Just gotta wait for the next scan or two. Reporting live from Richmond, Virginia. All right, what's going on up there in Richmond? Probably nothing. How's Chaz? He's sleeping on the sleeping on one of the chair legs. Will I be going 24 hours without sleep? No, that is not going to be something I do. I need sleep. If I don't get sleep, I can't do good coverage. But the good news is that I stayed up really late last night, so that means I'll be able to go pretty late this night. You're driving in Pembroke Pines right now. The roads are soaked, but still drivable. Yeah, that might change. Definitely be careful out there in Pembroke Pines because there is a lot more rain associated with this storm. You're going to have that little round, and then you're going to have another little round on the back side of it. So just keep your eyes out. If you see a puddle or an area of moving water, You know, on the road, just make sure that you turn around and don't drown. I wouldn't test it out because if it's too high, you fail the test. And what happens when you fail the test is that your car starts to float, which is never good. When your car starts to float, that's a bye-bye to the car. The only way I would risk it is if it was a very cheap car and you have no regard for your life and safety. Now, latest scan here is still showing some rotation. It's still there. Right there near Erin. Still not seeing any rotate or any debris ball with it, but there's still definitely some rotation within there. Probably one of the more convincing couplets we've had. Still not quite past that threshold just yet. Yeah, not really seeing any concerning rotations with any of these storms. It really just looks like instability is just not there right now. I wonder if that's ever going to recover. I don't see any reason why it would be able to. All right, Patriot son. You have a good night and a happy holiday to you as well. Here in Titusville, we are starting to... we are about to start floating away. Oh, no. Nearly 4.5 inches of rain. My goodness. Let me check that out for you. Titusville, Florida. Oh, yeah. You're kind of just in that zone where a lot of rain's been training over pretty much the entire day. Yeah, a little bit more to come. But after this kind of long band of rain here, should be pretty clear for a while, so which will give the any chance for floodwaters to start to go down. Oh, yeah, check that out. Big ol' strip here of 3 to 4 inches. Almost 5 inches over here, just to the south and east of Merritt Island. Down here near Palm Bay, getting up into those 4-inch zone as well. Now, over near Titusville, at least according to radar, which is not always accurate, it's saying around 2.5 inches, but definitely a lot of rain. Let's check on these storms back over here near Miami again. Yeah, a little area of rotation is still there, but it's not intensifying, so that's good. Don't learn the hard way, yeah. Oh, didn't read learn the hard way. Yeah, well, no, he didn't learn. He knows that cars don't float. But, you know, he's an extreme storm chaser. That's just what he's willing to do to get extreme footage. He would sacrifice his car probably any day of the week just to get that one shot. Trust me, he knows. Crazy wind and rain all day here in Southport, St. Lucie. Yeah, we've been watching it. These little these little wind meters, not nearly as strong as it was earlier, but yeah, we were getting up in those 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts. The strongest area that we have right now is over here near West Palm Beach, with 52-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's the strongest gust, at least I've seen today. I'm sure there's a way I could get all of this on radar. Like if I use this, you can't really tell. Like the strength of these storms if I'm using it just like this. But you can see where the rain is. Oh, I just saw the sub counter go up. Hey, thanks. Whoever that just was. It probably won't tell me in chat. But whoever just subscribed there, thank you. Hate to ask, but has the direction of the storm changed at all? Where is it going? And to be inland. Yeah, so wait, going to be inland more, like flooding out west of Albany. Oh, so you're talking about New York, actually. Okay. So let's come back over to here. All right. Well, thanks, David. I appreciate that. Thank you for subscribing. But yes, this is the latest NAM run here, which has been pretty consistent, showing 60 to 70 mile per hour winds pretty much all the way up the coast. Up here near Albany, though, which is pretty much right in this region here, kind of on that line, but it seems like the best chance for damaging winds are the strongest wind gusts are going to be, you know, around 30, maybe 40 mile per hour winds. Can you attach a live second of cam footage? You can, but you have to do it on Twitter. So here, let me put my Twitter in chat. I think so, Help. I think we will. Golly, that was a big wave. Came over here just at the right moment. Dude, look at this. This whole area is just almost part of the ocean now. Yes, Jab. There will be big waves, coastal erosion, and storm surge as this moves up the coast. I mean, it's probably going to be like 2 to 3, maybe even in some cases 4 feet of storm surge. It's going to look similar to this. Because this is where we've been getting some of the biggest wind gusts and the waves. And as you can see, it definitely causes inland flooding. I mean, that right there, close to the camera, that was a road, but now it's covered in water. Yeah, probably not 24K. I don't think so. Which view do you guys like better? Do you like this view where it's like zoomed out more with like, you know, less detail with the radar? Or do you like it more like when we just kind of bounce around a lot, checking all the areas? Yeah, that little landmark has been has been getting it rough. I'll tell you what, we've seen it multiple times in this kind of exact kind of state here. We've also watched this pier a couple of times too, and these are some pretty rough seas. The good news is that the pier is still there. Man, is that camera shaking. Look at some of those waves. It almost splashed over the top there, it looked like. This is over here near Cocoa Beach. I try to dream big, but unfortunately, I can't escape my logical brain. Even my dreams are usually pretty realistic. I don't get any like fantasy type dreams anymore, where it's like I used to have like really crazy weird dreams of like spaceships invading and tornadoes everywhere, but now all my dreams are just like realistic scenarios. It's like life. It's like, oh great, went to sleep to live life again. It's kind of sad. My brain was definitely more imaginative when I was a child. Yeah, the latest updates on this little area of rotation that's been going for a little while, it's starting to fall apart. So the trend continues. Rotations, and then they fall apart. Which is great news. So I haven't seen anything attempt to like really break that trend today. Yeah, this one has very weak rotation here. It's not really doing much. Not really doing much yet. Come check over here south of Cape Coral, see what these storms are doing. Maybe a little area of rotation starting to form here. Let me see where that is according to the radar. So the radars are all the way over here. So that would be going towards, and that would be going away. Yeah, a little bit of rotation here. A little broad. I'll see some gustier winds with this 26-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Hey, thank you, David, for subscribing. I appreciate that. I don't know. Logical brain is a curse. Is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing and a curse. It can be good for some things, but also be annoying for some things. It's great for pattern recognition, but you know, sometimes some of the patterns you find are not very enjoyable. Wow. That was a nice wave. You know what? We do have to kind of give a shout out to Key West here. I am proud of Key West. We've seen some people out, but not as many as before. It might be just because it's late, but they're doing good this time. We've only seen like 10 people. What's the rest of the night look like for Orlando? Your buddy is working outside all night, so you were wondering. Oh, yeah. So, you know, there still is a tornado threat. It's going to be later in the day, though, for Orlando. You know, a lot of the models were indicating a lot more supercellular coverage, stronger convection, both of them, including the NAM as well. And neither one of them have been correct. So it's hard to tell what's going to happen out in the future. I can say the patterns are still happening here. So that's the best thing I like to go off of when talking about the future, when the other models are wrong. And the pattern has been not enough instability. Rotations have been dying over land, and the ones that try to get started over land do not produce a tornado. So that's been the pattern right now. And still no indication that that pattern is going to break. So haven't seen any storms kind of challenge it. Little area of rotation here. I'm just trying to see. It's going away. That's going towards. That's anticyclonic. So the rotation would be right here. Yeah, it's a little bit detached. Yep. Yeah, liking the stream does help us reach more people in the path of the storm. So feel free, but right now, you know, I think we can all just sit back and relax. You know, if you're enjoying the stream, always feel free to like it. But, you know, I don't really see any reason to attempt to try to reach a much wider audience right now. You know, obviously, if there's somebody out there and they want information on the storm and they find my stream organically, that's good. If we start to get some dangerous rotation, I'm going to pester you guys a little bit more about sharing the stream. But right now, I'm not seeing that threat. Not seeing that threat really get going here. And we had a brief period where we had, you know, a lot of rotations off the coast, but that died out as it approached land. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I don't like spamming that request because I don't want people to get like desensitized to it. I want it to just be a thing that we have that we can all use together to reach people when it matters. Right? If we have like a bunch of rotation on land that, you know, one maybe just dropped a tornado or it's about to drop a tornado, you know, that's when we need to be, you know, sharing the stream, you know, really trying to get those likes up and everything just to build the momentum in the stream so that YouTube pushes it out. And then also, you know, you posting on your social media pushes it out. But right now, you know, I don't even see a reason to really try to ask you guys to do that because, again, I don't want you to desensitize you or even your family members. You you might share this stream to them, and then they come on, and then they hear me talking about how I don't see any rotation. That doesn't mean it's never going to happen, but it's best to catch them. Catch them when there's actually something that I see. Thank you, Kevin, for the $2 donation. Everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Kevin. I do appreciate that. We are completely crowdfunded, so every little dollar helps and goes a long way in helping out the channel. Dropped a video on Twitter. I'm not seeing it. Did you share it with me? It's not popping up on my end. You need to get a $2 train going. That's funny. All right, update on this heavy rain over here near Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach. Still not seeing any areas of rotation picking up. Again, looks like this thing is going to stay, at least for now. A lightning threat. There is still some lightning with these storms, especially over there near Pompano Beach. But still no rotation with it. Mainly just a heavy rainmaker right now. Man, I can't tell you how many times I've gone live, and for like the first couple of hours, all I say is, I don't see any rotation. It doesn't happen much. I will be honest, if this wasn't like if this didn't have so much wind impacts, I probably wouldn't be live right now. But I mean, look at this. Yeah, I mean, you have to think about it. Appalachian angle. I mean, everybody that's here right now probably are here because somebody liked the stream. And if somebody didn't like the stream, it might not have got recommended to you. This is actually pretty intense here. Look at this rain. It's going sideways. Oh, by the way, thank you, Robin Daly, for subscribing. I mean, for following me on Twitter. Yeah, that is true. That is true. We do try to give as much lead time as possible, but it's that fine line between giving enough lead time and then also, keeping the false alarms at a minimum. So it kind of sucks, that I went live when there was rotation out here approaching land, and then now there isn't any because, it gets people a little riled up. And I was hoping to go live and time it right, but you can't get the timing right all the time. But I definitely, just for like my streams in general, I try to keep that false alarm ratio down as much as possible, because I know that seeing a title like Tornado Threat can get somebody riled up. I mean, yes, there's still a tornado threat. There's still a 5% tornado risk out here, but as of right now, what I'm seeing, at least on radar, is that it is it's still there. There's still these little areas of rotation picking up, but the trend is, it's not really too dangerous right now. So we're keeping an eye on it, bottom line. And I just like to keep those false alarms as low as possible. Oh, wow. Just got a 52-mile-per-hour wind gust over here near Sarasota. That would be near this cam. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's a fake bird there. I'll tell you what. That must be right on the coast, because I'm not really seeing too much there. I have other cams here. Hold on. That are closer to the coast. So we might try. Yeah, this one's got a tree. It's a little choppy, but it's got a tree. Let me see if I can get it to work here. Hold on. It's probably better than this cam, even though it's a little choppy. I can't reach the... Dang it. I hate OBS. It has a browser mode, but you can't scroll. I don't know what to do here. I guess we'll find another cam. It's not a bad cam, but it's a little choppy. There's a couple more cams in this area. Let me check this one out. I know this one tends to move around a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't have the same issue. We could always use the actual thing itself, but... We'll keep this one up here for now. All right, let me see if this one works. Just give me 1 second here. Can I reach it? Ah, it's just out of view again. Dang it. I need to figure out a way around that. F should bring it full screen. Let me try pressing F and then leaving. And then this cam needs to be refreshed here. When does the tornado in Orlando? No. Whoever's saying that is someone saying that in chat? Who's saying that? Who's saying tornadoes in Orlando? Whoever's saying tornadoes in Orlando is about to get... Oh, it was a question. Gotcha. So you're basically saying, are there going to be tornadoes in Orlando? No, guys. So it's not tornadoes in Orlando. There was a question mark there. So they were asking if there are tornadoes in Orlando. But no, there's not any tornadoes in Orlando right now, but there is a tornado risk. We're monitoring that right now. And right now it seems like the tornado risk is relatively low. Try clicking the middle mouse scroll button. Will that work? I don't know. No, it doesn't seem to be working. I know there's a way around it. I just forgot how to scroll. There's like a certain custom thing you have to do. But yeah, so this one's not gonna work. I mean, this one's nearby. It just doesn't show the winds very well. You can see the winds via the sky. For the coast here of Tampa, it's peaking. You know, this line of storms is going to be it. On the backside, there's very, very dry air. And that could be another factor that's undercutting these storms and kind of drying them out as well. So, you know, this line is going to be it for the coast. If it doesn't produce a tornado, that's it for St. Petersburg and Spring Hill. And then it's really just, you know, monitoring this as it crosses Florida. As this is going to be the main tornado maker. Flooding has raised by you maybe a foot. Oh, wow. Arrow keys. Let me check it out for you. Arrow keys. Come over to here. Is that right? Where the heck? Was that right? No, that can't be right. Hold on. Arrow keys. Where's that supposed to be at? I'm guessing in Florida. Let me try Florida. It's not popping up for me. Maybe try doing like a zip code or something. But yeah, 52-mile-per-hour wind gust there. That's the highest we've seen there in Sarasota. So that will eventually be making its way, into Bradenton, potentially St. Petersburg as well. Not seeing those wind gusts pick up there just yet. Scary in Pompano Beach. Where's Pompano Beach at? Oh, so dumb. Arrow keys to scroll. Where's arrow key? Oh my goodness. Oh my brain's starting to fart. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can always view it like this. It's just annoying because I have to resize it a lot. All right, I got an idea. We'll do this. Forget where it is. I think it's over here. Let me see what this looks like. Yeah, we're gonna have to. What the heck? That's not it. Yeah, I don't know, guys. We're just gonna have to stick with the traffic cams when we need them. I mean, we might be able to get some traffic cams over there near Sarasota. That'll be the next thing we do. I'm gonna give up on these types of cams. It's usually just the YouTube cams on this map that are best. I just don't have a scene really set up for all that. Let's check. Oh yeah, Pompano Beach is right here. Oh yeah. You guys are getting the heaviest rain out of this. I can calm your nerves though. At least with this glob of rain, there is no tornado threat with it. Noticing another little mini supercell though down here near Hollywood, but right now, not really producing any concerning rotation right now. Great country of keyboard, right? It's a keyboard county. But yeah, that should move off the coast. Let's we got a new wind report out of here. 41-mile-per-hour wind gusts over there south of Pompano Beach. So that was probably caused by this this glob of rain that just went over you. Some pretty gusty winds there. Some interesting looking shapes here. Kind of got some bean shapes going on down here. Doesn't mean anything if there's no rotation, and right now there's zero rotation on them. Sometimes that can indicate supercell, but right now, if those are supercells, those are disorganized supercells at this moment. Yeah. So we got two cams with waves. This one has a lot of waves on it. And then this one as well. Got some decent waves on it too. Will it be getting worse in Daytona Beach from here on out? Yeah. So Daytona Beach is up here. These winds are eventually going to be making them into you. I would say that's your main threat for now. Again, we're still monitoring basically what's going on here. So we're still monitoring this area of clearing here that's out in front of this. So far, enough instability hasn't been able to form in this area to support any supercells or storm activity really at all. Most of that is being held down here near the southern part of the coast where there's less shear. So, are these storms going to be able to organize? Okay, this is interesting. A little bit of extra rotation with this. It's about to cross over Highway 75 here. I think we have cams, traffic cams on the way here. Let me try to pull that up. That's this one. Where's our traffic cams? There we go. Let me just double check. Yeah, we have a lot on 75 here. Might be able to see this little thing go over a cam. Reservation. Just kind of remember the road shape here. Kind of bends and goes down like that. This little storm down here has got my attention. It's got the shape, and it's starting to try to form some rotation here. Still really not concerning at this point, but it's trying. That is basically going to do a beeline just to the east of that bend there. So let's come over here. So kind of just like right in this area would be a good place to have a cam if we can find a good cam. Not the best cam. You can kind of see something. We'll keep this one on that one. And if the storm gets close and it's looking like it's gonna do something, we'll come back to that. Yeah, a little interesting area here of some supercells. The good news, at least for Miami, is that these are going straight north, so that's gonna completely miss the Miami region here. But yeah, I got my eyes on these guys. Little one starting to rotate there. I'll have to see if they can break the pattern. Will weather get worse in Jacksonville? So your main threat that's going to get worse up there is mainly going to be those damaging winds. Those are going to continue to try to pick up here. In fact, over here near St. Augustine, there 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And lots of heavy rain, also potentially a flood threat with this heavy rain as well. Let's see how much rain has fallen on here already. Yeah, you can see it's starting to pick up. Starting to get a little bit more widespread, 1 to 2 inches heading towards Jacksonville. And that will continue as that rain is really picking up here. And that wind is also going to pick up as well. So be expecting, gusts around 30, 35 miles per hour winds within that heavier glob of rain. But in terms of rotation, none with these storms. So you're not going to be really worried about a tornado threat up there. That's mainly going to stay down here to the south for now. It's raining in an orange park. Yeah. It kind of died in the last scan. Didn't? That doesn't surprise me. That's what's been happening all day today. No, it's still there. Still there. A little bit more disorganized. I wouldn't say died, but it's still there. But yeah, it's still there, but not still not like in that threshold of concern. I don't know, guys. I don't think anything's gonna happen with these storms out here. I'm gonna be just honest. I am not seeing any trend changes. I'm just wary to say that the threat is over because I would hate to say that and then something happen. So we'll just keep it at we're still monitoring this area just in case. And all it takes is for one storm to start to convect a little bit more, reach up into those higher shear values and try to rotate. But look at this. Special marine warning. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing water spouts was located over Highland Beach. A little area of some weaker rotation there. The good news is that its trajectory is going away from the beach. That shouldn't be too much of a threat to land anymore. I will do a broad view for a little bit. And that rain, it extends, and the rain is now making its way into South Carolina already. Wow. Is it safe to go to sleep in Orange Park? Let me double check where Orange Park is again. Orange Park. Yeah. Just make sure you have weather alerts just in case. If you don't have weather alerts, you know, I'd still say it's pretty safe to go to sleep. But I'd rather you have them. Getting soaking wet today a couple of times. Yeah, it's been a rainy day out there, that's for sure. Is there a new track? What are you talking about? Like for the low pressure system? No, there's not really a new track. Models are still pretty consistent here. Port Orange, let me see. Port Orange, Florida. Daytona Beach. I think you're kind of on that line. I'd still be weather aware as possible. You know, if you have a weather radar, a way to turn on alerts, then you can go to sleep. But if you don't have any of that, I would still be weather aware. What's the outlook for Myrtle Beach? All right, let's come over to here. So Myrtle Beach, which is right here on the southern coast, it looks like, you know, anywhere from 40 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts are going to be possible there, according to the NAM. GFS is a little bit less bullish. It says 63 miles per hour is possible there near Myrtle Beach. So definitely going to want to be weather aware and watch out for those gusts and power outages. Definitely a strong storm coming your way. Yeah, no problem. I think the tornado threat will be worse tomorrow. No, I think it's going to be pretty similar to today. It's kind of a wait and see kind of thing. Today's tornado threat's not over, so you know, it's just kind of what we're doing right now is what we're going to have to do tomorrow. Just kind of wait and see what happens. This storm has been really hard to forecast. It's not like a hurricane, so it's not compact low pressure system. And all the models have had somewhat similar solutions, at least riding up the East Coast. But in terms of the tornado threats, they've been pretty inconsistent with all the dynamics. Some have some cape, some have no cape. Some have more shear, some have no shear. Or not no shear, but less shear, you know, and in different places. And then, you know, so it gets confusing. You know, and none of the models have really nailed this event, you know, comparing what the models have been saying with this event and then comparing it to what we're seeing, there's quite a difference. So we're going live tomorrow. Yes. How can you turn on weather alerts? You can do it on your phone. I would search it, turn on, like if you got an Android, just search turn on, how to turn on EAS alerts. That's what you want to be searching, how to turn on EAS alerts. And then have that, you know, make sure you set the setting on that to go through literally anything, just in case you accidentally turn on do not disturb mode. You just want it to be able to activate whenever there's something. And then as long as you have those alerts on, you should get one. But you know, there are some scenarios where it doesn't get pushed out for some reason. I've seen that a couple of times reported on social media and stuff, but it's a very rare occasion. So it's obviously a weather radar is better. Yes, these rotations have died off here. Still a little bit on this storm. It's getting pretty close to the cam. The cam's pretty much directly in the path of this thing, and I think it died. Hold on, let's check it. Not this one, but this one. What's going on here? No. Not sure if we'll see anything. I mean, there's definitely not a tornado on the ground with this thing, so barely any rotation. Might see some gustier winds. It's pretty low res though. It's not quite there just yet, so we'll keep it. Oh my gosh, it's literally like a water park out here. I see why. I can see the allure. Chazzy, what are you doing? It's like one of those splash water parks. When am I going to end? Whenever I'm convinced the tornado threat's over. How many vacations do I have planned for next year? For next year, 0. Is Sebring, Florida safe tonight? Let me check. Sebring, Florida. It looks like you're over there near Avon Park. You're kind of in those wait and see areas. You know, you're not really close to this, you know, southern supercell threat right now. You're not really close to this, you know, increased tornado threat along this line. So you're kind of just in that middle ground right now. So it's going to be pretty clear. You know, some gustier winds are around you, around 24 miles per hour. But in terms of like an actual immediate tornado threat, that's not in the books right now. So still got a little wait and see time for you there. But it's not safe, or it shouldn't be safe according to some of the models. But again, models have done a pretty poor job so far. So, you know, it's hard to give anybody a real definite answer, other than, you know, I've been watching this all day. The pattern has been we get rotations and then they die. So that pattern has not changed. And that's been going on all day here. It should change, according to the models, at some point. Like here we got another little area of rotation here. It's approaching land near Fort Lauderdale. Will it last or will it die? If I had to put my money on it, I'd say it's going to die. But that's just because that's what the pattern's been. If this changes, then, you know, we'll have to be a little bit more alert here. But so far, that pattern has not changed one bit. So keep an eye on it. Keeping an eye on it. See if this will be the storm to challenge the the way that this storm has been going. Yeah, no areas of rotation down there. Checking over near Cape Coral. Can't really tell anything really what's going on there just because it's in such a big radar hole. What about from this radar? Yeah, not seeing any areas of rotation with that one either. Yeah, still kind of the same deal here. Incoming line does look sketchy. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a line of storms. It's just doesn't have a whole lot of convection on it. Do I think it's safe to go to sleep in Thomasville, Georgia? Yeah. I think Georgia's good to go. Good to go to sleep. Get you some sleep in Georgia. You might get woken up by some gustier winds. You know, you might get some 60-mile-per-hour winds coming over there, depending on how far south and east you are. We now have a marginal risk from New Jersey to New England. Interesting. That's not surprising. There's a little chance, potentially, for severe thunderstorms, but I'm not sure if that's going to be tornado-driven. So let's go check that out. See what the SPC risk says. Yeah, a little marginal risk there. From New Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut, parts of New York, and little tiny parts there of like the Cape Cod there. Few damaging wind gusts from the eastern shore of New Jersey into the southern New England are possible. Few isolated lightning flashes are also possible. Just reading this to see. Yeah, it says it says that there should be some stable air, some shallow stable air, and that should keep the tornado potential very low. They didn't say 0, so I wonder if we're gonna get a 2% out of this. We'll have to see. There shouldn't really be too much instability, but the kinematics up there are going to be absolutely ripping. So usually when you have that amount of shear, sometimes you can get a tornado with not a whole lot of instability. Oh, wow. I'm glad you made it through that, T-Man. It must have been scary. Red Bull wore off. Yeah, my coffee wore off. I'm probably going to have to get some more coffee here in a little bit. But I understand, T-Man. Tornadoes are scary, especially when they get close to you. So I get it. This is right under that area. Hey, we just hit 13,800 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing during this live stream. That's another milestone. We passed 18,700 earlier, and now we've passed our 13,700. Now we've passed 13,800. So thank you guys very much for subscribing. I do appreciate it. And we just got another one. Thank you to whoever that was. Thank you very much. Will I be live till 5 a.m. if I have to be? That's the plan. You know, if that tornado threat materializes, that's going to be what we're going to have to do. Can't believe it's already 1 a.m. That's crazy. Time has flown. Hey, still a little bit of rotation with this thing. Hasn't completely died off there. We might have to try to find a cam for this. Where is this going? Yeah, kind of over there near the landlings, south of Pompano Beach. Let me see if we have a cam there. I know we have someone here from Pompano Beach. I don't think it's much of a tornado threat right now, but it's definitely something that we're going to have to watch out for, a water spout. Yeah, we have a cams out here. See if it works. Oh, wow, we have one looking directly out into the ocean. All right, so we're going to have to do the fun stuff with this one. Hold on. Let's go here. Hey, thank you, Tim M., Robert Glenn, and Kurt Holland for subscribing. Thank you very much. I can see it. The little thing just went up. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I like this. I like that that's up, because if it doesn't get reported, we can sometimes try to thank the new sub. All right, so let me try putting this over here in this section here. I'll do this like that, bring it down into here, and then we turn this off. Okay, so that's working. What happens if I expand this? Yeah, it gets too big. So what we're gonna have to do is make this smaller, then expand it. So just give me a sec. I can actually... How am I gonna do this? Okay, that's not... I can't click it. I have so many scenes. Is this it? Okay, thank you. Whew. All right, so we can do this, do this, do this, and then do this as well. We can just expand it. Not the best thing here, and then bring this in a little bit, and then bring this in a little bit like that. Should be it. Or pretty darn close to it. All right, almost there. Yeah, good enough. All right, so this is looking out towards that little area of rotation out here. Let's come back over to here really quick. Yeah, I mean, it's still there. Still kind of heading in the general direction there of Pompano Beach. The cam that we have is just to the south of Pompano Beach. I'm trying to locate it a little bit better just so we can circle it. Sea Ranch Lakes by Lauderdale by the Sea. So yeah, it's right here near Lauderdale by the Sea. Right in that region. So as this thing passes in front of it, if there's a, if there's a water spout, we have a chance of seeing it here. We do have a chance of seeing a water spout. If there's one with this storm. There's some decent rotation with that, and it still hasn't died off yet. It's actually got some decent convection. This might be our first one of the day. It's kind of giving that vibe here. Oops. What did I do? Did I mess it up? Hold on. There we go. Keep an eye out there. It's going to be hard to spot, but it'll look like a gray mass, and then watch the ocean for like sea spray moving up. Yeah, try to take a video if it comes in front. Watching like a hawk here. Yeah, I mean it should be just about to pass here, probably within the next 5 to 10 minutes, right in front of the cam here. It'd be pretty close if there is a water spout on the water here. Yeah, I mean, if this rotation continues, and if it strengthens, it would need to strengthen just a tad, most likely, for it to get tornado warned. But I mean, this is a healthy supercell with rotation. You can see, the DBZs on this are pretty elevated here as this moves up to the north. And so it should be able to sustain that rotation quite well. Is there anything to stop it? Not that I can see, other than friction. Friction should stop it as it gets closer to land if it doesn't have enough instability. Okay, he's got the latest scan. Yeah, it should be just about to pass. So here's our cam. Let's come over to here. Here's our cam right here. And there's a storm, I mean, and it's moving like this. So probably by the next 1 or 2 scans, probably like 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, this thing is going to be right in front of our faces. If it's on the ground here. Or on the ocean. It's going to be hard to tell, but sometimes you can see a blob. Like a little bit, it'll be like higher contrast. And it'll look like this. As it moves across the screen. It'll move like this. It'll start from this side of the screen and then move to this side. Going to be very close to this cam. So if there's anything there, we might see it even with this rain. In fact, hold on, because it's such a decent chance here, let me put this over here too. I don't want to mess with it too much because I don't want to miss it if there is one. If you're just tuning in, we have a camera right next to a rotating supercell that is over the water right now, but it could potentially have a water spout under it, and we are watching for that water spout. It should be passing in front of this cam really any moment now. We might see something, we might not. Don't get your hopes up because it's raining. It's going to be hard to see, but you can see the waves out there. So, if there's something there, we might be able to see it. Can it go any brighter? I mean, I can increase the contrast, but I don't know if that's going to help or not. Any tornadoes hit Florida yet? No, not yet. We do have an interesting rotating supercell right now, though. Yeah, it should be coming right in front of the cam right now, according to radar. Not seeing anything just yet. Let me see where that rotation is. Yeah, I mean, it's right there. There's our cam. It should be looking right at it. There might not be a water spout. Because I'm not seeing anything. Is anybody else seeing anything? Well, be careful, A&I. Wow, it cleared out a little bit. That's interesting. See how the rain just kind of stopped there? Still not giving hope because sometimes the locations are a little bit off. So it might be, you know, a little bit further north than what the map is saying, or a little bit further south. It's usually not off by like more than a mile because they just put a pin on the map that indicates where this cam is. But I mean, it should be right in center view here. You might have to try to find another cam. I mean, there's other cams a little bit further to the north near the cove. So we'll have another opportunity if those work. All right, we just got that newest radar scan. Yeah, it's up further a little bit more to the north now. Ah, dang. I guess it didn't have one, or it might have, and I mean, there's not a lot of rain right now, though. We might not just be able to see it because it's in night mode. I mean, we've had a cam in night mode before, and we had I think it was like an EF2 water spout. It went right in front of the cam, and we actually saw it. And it was about this distance off the coast, but there just might not be a water spout. Dang, we had such a good camera too. Yeah, I think it's past the cam by now. Yeah. I still want to give up on it, just in case something does show up. Yeah, bottom line is this thing is rotating. I don't think there's a water spout on it. I really do think we would have seen it if there was one. So, but this is some decent rotation. You know, this thing doesn't appear to have a water spout on it right now, but this could eventually be a tornado threat here near the coast here of Pompano Beach. It looks like it's going to go just to the east of Pompano Beach. So let's go find another cam. We have a cam out in front of this thing near Deerfield Beach. Let me see if any of these cams work. Ooh, it's a YouTube. Okay. We've got another great camera here. So let's go ahead, get this, that. Oh, it's got audio too. Interesting. And then we'll take this off. And then we'll come here. Not this one. We'll replace this one. So this is further north. It's a little bit darker. But, I mean, this would be right around where it... this would be right around where it would make landfall. So if we go over to the radar here, let's come back over to here. If we go over to the radar here, you can see there's that rotation. This camera is right here near Deerfield Beach, which is pretty much, this thing's going to come either really close to it, but it seems like it's kind of just riding along the coast here. So we should get another opportunity here to maybe try to catch this thing as it's even closer to the shore here. And that'll be with this cam right here. We can also bring it up big view here as well. It is dark, but it should be close enough to see something. I mean, we're talking like this thing could hit this pier if it continues on its current trajectory. Oh, wow. Lightning with this storm, too. All right, one thing I want to do, we have been hyper-focusing on this area a little bit. Let's come back up here to Tampa. Just check on the conditions out here. Yeah, still not seeing any rotating supercells up here. Nothing like what we're seeing down there. As you can tell, you know, definitely seeing more rotation on these other cells that are down here near the Miami area than we are up there. And we have healthier convection as well. Let's check some of these storms as well. Yeah, these storms really haven't gotten their act together in terms of rotation just yet either. So it's mainly just this guy. This is the star of the show right now. Getting real close. We'll have to see what it does. I don't know. I don't think there was a water spout on it earlier. So unless it drops a water spout between now and here, we might not see one again. But, you know, at least we got another opportunity. So I got to resize this thing a little bit for some reason. I don't know why we would have to. Or is it something else? Yeah, it's that for some reason. I don't know why that's so big all of a sudden, but it's not dying. Nope, it's not dying. That is true. That's a true statement. There's still some decent rotation with this storm. Just passed, thankfully, to the east of Pompano Beach, but it's getting real close to Hillsborough Beach and Deerfield Beach. And this cam is located on the pier here. Let's see if we can find the pier on the map, actually. Sometimes you can see something like a pier. Maybe on like satellite mode. Oh, I saw something there. Yeah. Hey, here's the pier. It was hidden underneath the radar. So this little box out there, that's where this cam is looking at. So this cam is right here, right in this area. Yeah, right next to Deerfield Beach. What's that sound? Y'all hearing sound? It's probably, no, it's not the cam. You're probably hearing the music. It's pretty quiet. It'll probably be a good 15, no, probably about 10 minutes before we get another shot here. It's getting pretty close. So remember, this cam is right here. There's that rotation. Thank you, Red Car, Curtis Gaming, for subscribing. So if there's a water spout, we will see it. I mean, this thing is literally a mile and a half off the coast. getting really active on the Deerfield beach cam. Yeah, there's a lot of lightning with this storm. This is the most lightning we've seen all day. This is definitely a healthy supercell. It's small, but it's healthy. So this is going to be our best. This is really going to be our best chance, probably tonight, to maybe see something. Definitely a lightning show going on with this. That's for sure. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see the water spout just yet. Is there a cam on the pier, T-Man? Or is it this one? Oh my gosh. This is the one we need. Everybody put hearts in the chat. Holy moly. This extends our view quite a bit. Everybody put hearts in the chat. Hearts in the chat for T-Man Gaming for bringing this to our attention. Holy crap. This extends our view. We'll see it. If there's a water spout, we're seeing it. And we can see the oceans too. This is a great cam. Holy moly. Let's see if we can get a big... Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Here, we'll put the radar on here too. I think we can. Yeah, there we go. That rotation's about to pass to the east of Hillsborough Beach, and then it's going to be real close to the cam. I mean, you can see the end of the pier. Let's toggle this. The end of the pier is pretty close to the coast here. So it's going to come real close if there's a water spout. This is, wow, these waves are pretty intense too on the side of this pier. Luckily, it's got some concrete. I think that's what that is. Uh-oh. No, there's no tornado warning on this right now. Sorry, I thought you said there is a tornado warning. I was like, what? No. Scared me for a second. No tornado warning. It's got a special marine warning, which means that this storm can produce water spouts, which is what we're trying to confirm here with this cam. We've got a great view. Absolutely phenomenal view here. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, we've got a cam and a decent area of rotation that could potentially produce a water spout. And if it does, it's going to pass very close to this camera, and we will definitely see it. There's a water spout on this thing. We're getting it. It should come through too, because I turned on Tornado HQ again for this stream, so we should get a notification from there too. It'll be an audio alert. It'll say new tornado warning. This is the best cam we've had all day. You got the wave action and you got potential water spout. By the way, if you're just tuning in, consider liking the stream and subscribing. We work as hard as we can to get you guys these views and to keep you safe from the storm at the same time. Thank you very much. Also, shout out to T-Man Gaming for notifying me of this cam's existence. Yeah, it looks like that rotation is about to come right in front of the cam here. So there's either going to be a water spout or not. It should be entering into the frame here shortly if there is. The rotation is just about to pass. Right there where you're seeing on the radar on the bottom left, where you're seeing those yellow colors touch the darker red colors, that's where the rotation is the strongest. Not seeing anything just yet. Let me know if you guys see anything that I don't. Oh, wow. There does kind of seem like there's something back there. I can't tell. That was a weird little looking cloud back there. It's too wide. I can't tell if it's like a camera artifact or not. It literally should start to be entering into the view though, if it's gonna have one. Also, I don't know how much latency this stream has as well. So it could be a latency of a couple of seconds to a minute. So there is that as well. It's going to be lagged behind a little bit. There's always latency when you stream on YouTube. And if they didn't change it to the lowest latency, then there's probably about a minute behind. Okay, so something is popping up on the right side of the screen here. It's definitely getting darker over there. Still not seeing any definite water spouts. Okay, yeah, the radar has that rotation pretty much directly near or right over this thing. Just a little bit off this pier, so it should be any moment now if there's a water spout on this storm. Here you, Chazzy. I know, we've been streaming all day. Yeah, I'm not seeing one, guys. Is anybody else seeing a water spout back there? I can't see anything. I mean, I can't see it. I don't think there is one with this storm. The rotation is still there, but it's not as strong. Yeah, this thing just might have never produced a water spout. I mean, this is our second view of it, and we still haven't seen one. I mean, this is literally like probably half a mile from the end of this pier. And we're easily can see a half a mile out there. If there was a water spout on this thing, we'd see it. Something dark on the left side of the screen, but I think that's just a camera artifact. Yeah, it's just a camera artifact. Yeah, I don't see a water spout. Cannot confirm water spout. Unfortunately, still a great cam. Really can see the water conditions out here, the waves splashing almost on top of the pier, but dang, I really thought we were going to get a water spout. That's unfortunate. It's good and bad. Water spouts, they're harmless to land, so usually, especially this one, it's still off the land, so we would have been able to enjoy it without that guilt of knowing that it's new area of rotation here. About to cross over Highway 75. All right, we need to get a traffic cam on this. Nice traffic cam. Might be a little bit further. Yeah, we got another little mini supercell here. Right near that inlet. Let me just make sure we have the best view here. Where's that little inlet? There it is. So it'd be like right here. Yeah. It's going to pass pretty close to this cam. If we can find a little bit of a higher view here. Yeah, this one's going to be the best. See which way this is facing. This is facing east. So this is perfect direction. All right, we got a new area of rotation. A very classic mini supercell here. Maybe even something happening under there. Hold on. Let me just check that with the reflectivity. Going to pass very close to this cam. I'm not quite... We might have to go to this one, but it's such a bad camera. I have to try to find one facing west. Yeah, it's just about to pass over the road here. This is also a concerning storm. In terms of its rotation, right there, you got those yellows and those darker reds. And it's got that very classic hook echo shape. And the cam's located pretty much right here, right in this region, facing to the east. So that rotation should be getting real close to it here. Looks a little broad. Let me check this one. Oh yeah, that's got a way better view of it. Yeah, from this radar, it is looking pretty broad. Does not look the same. Which one were we looking at it off of? Yeah, we were looking down at this radar, just further. Yeah, this radar's definitely got a better view. Closer to the ground. I mean, there's still rotation there. That's gonna be that's literally passing over the cam right now. I don't think there's a tornado on the ground with this, but there's definitely some rotation with this storm. Probably won't see much. Yeah, that's passing. That's going to pass right over the cam. I mean, the cam is right there, right in here, facing to the east. Should be any moment. Yeah, it's not strong rotation on this terminal radar. Which is good that we had this. Okay, it passed over the road. Didn't see a tornado. Well, we got close to, we've gotten close to a lot of rotations today, but, you know, it seems like the pattern is holding. Pretty similar for the water spouts as well. We had some decent rotation there off the coast, but it didn't do anything. It didn't drop one, at least according to the views that we had. And this one right here had some rotation, but yeah, it's not very tight rotation. This is closer to the surface. So this is a terminal radar from an airport. The one that we were looking at before, when we thought there was some stronger rotation, was looking higher up in the storm. But it's pretty evident as we use this shorter range radar that closer down to the surface, it is not rotating as strongly. So rotating stronger up in the mid levels, but not as much by the surface, which is good. All right. Come back over to this one for now. Let's go check elsewhere. Yeah, this line is just really got nothing to it. Barely any convection with it. Seems like it's clearing out there around St. Petersburg and Tampa right now. Come back down to Cape Coral. Got some stronger storms near Cape Coral in terms of like rain and maybe some thunder, but it's about it. This is indeed live. Yes, this is indeed live, Turtle Man. We are very live on all the cams. All these cams are live. This one out here, live cam. This one over here is live cam in Cocoa Beach. If you were to go out there right now, we would see you on the pier. I wouldn't suggest it. Oops. Y'all saw nothing there. You saw nothing. I try to keep it off stream. Oh, stop acting surprised. Sorry about that. All right. Happens every now and then. Everybody makes mistakes. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, still not seeing anything. I don't think this tornado threat, especially up here near Tampa, is going to verify at all. I think it's done. It's done up here. Unless we see some more convection somewhere out of nowhere. But that pattern change has not happened up there at all. I'm really focused down here, to be honest. But even down here, it's looking a little piddly diddly. Yeah, still a little bit of rotation off the coast here, going towards Delray Beach. I'm tempted to look for a cam, but I don't want to get disappointed again. Yeah, we don't have a cam until Riviera Beach, which is north of West Palm. So that's going to be a while. Getting active again near Tallahassee. Let me check it out for you. Yeah, a lot more rain starting to pour in here. And that low pressure system's getting pretty close. So we're starting to see some elevated wind gusts. Up to 31 miles per hour with this thing. Also 29 miles per hour near Perry, Florida. And near Tallahassee, 22 mile per hour wind gusts being reported up there. So some extra rain and some gustier winds are definitely going to, make it to you. Still no tornadoes. You're right. We had one tornado warning today. I've had a couple of close calls, but nothing that has really quite just gotten to that threshold. I don't that pattern hasn't changed. I will say these storms are looking like a little bit of a pattern change here, but that rotation though is just not even there. We had a little spin up with this guy, but it died really quick. That's what we've been seeing all day. It hasn't really changed at all. I'm not giving up yet. We're staying live, just in case. You never know. Things can get pretty screwy or pretty what's the right word? Weather's unpredictable. We'll just put it like that. Thank you, Turtle Man, for subscribing. Nah, she already knows. Sometimes they get a little on the strong side. Today we're not expecting any strong tornadoes, though. We're expecting those briefer and weaker ones. All right, let's come back over to here. Yeah, I would say it's going to really suck if the tornado threat does pick back up. Because, with the trend as it right now, probably the majority of people are opting to go to sleep since we haven't had one tornado warning. Which could be a good thing or could be a bad thing. Was it a tornado? No, we haven't had any tornadoes today. There's been a tornado threat. You know, the kinematics are there. It just doesn't seem like the instability is really showing up. So it just might be one of those streams where nothing happens. We do have great views, though. Still have great views of the other aspects of this storm. Let's get this cam going back again. Should we change the title? Oh, that's a... I'm not comfortable doing that yet. I still want to monitor these supercells in southern Florida before we start changing titles. Man, these waves are still going. All right, let's take this off here and then bring this up here. There we go. Just kind of hanging out, monitoring the storm still, but not really much to say right now. Still got this little area of rotation with this storm, but not really strong. It's not strong rotation right now. It's just a little bit non-concerning right now. So then we also got this storm off the coast, but not really seeing. Let's try to look at it with this radar here. Yeah. Pretty broad and diffuse rotation on that near Delray Beach. Let's go check on the wind speeds. Across the way. It looks like the winds are dying down a little bit down here near Fort Lauderdale. Not too much, but you know, still have those 38-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but the sustained winds are definitely dying down a little bit. Let's come back down here to Key West, where the camera that we're watching is. Yeah, still around 44-mile-per-hour wind gusts around the Key West area still. We just got a new special marine warning here near Cape Coral. Interesting. I wonder if that's a wind warning. Yeah, warned for 45-knot winds. So not a water spout threat, but it's could produce some stronger winds. Up to potentially getting up there to 50 miles per hour as it makes its way inland, probably around Punta Gorda and Heron's Glen Golf and Country, in between those two areas. It looks like the rain threat for Miami is really starting to clear out. That's good news. Yeah, same. Same. It was always a question mark, even when we talked about it yesterday. You know, the GFS was saying no instability, or not enough instability. The Euro was saying not enough instability. The HRRR was even saying not enough instability. It was really only the NAM model that was showing enough instability, which is why they issued the 5% tornado risk. But obviously, it seems like the NAM overdid it on the instability. But, you know, along the West Coast, all the models were saying there should be enough instability. I mean, we do have stronger storms down here. This is definitely where the strongest storms are. But this is also where, you know, we don't really have that much shear, thankfully. So that doesn't mean we can't get tornadoes out of these. Still watching these storms. You know, still got a little bit of rotation here on this one. But, oh, wow. Thought they turned this into a severe thunderstorm warning.
Greetings from TornadoHQ.com.
Keep that on. So yeah, let's check this out a little bit here. Let's see if we can find a good radar. It's got a severe thunderstorm warning. Not a tornado warning, thankfully. For Tropical Gulf Acres, South Punta Gorda Heights, Acklin, Punta Gorda, Pirate Harbor, and Cleveland, Ridge Harbor, Morgantown, and Harbor Heights there. This is 60-mile-per-hour winds with this storm. So best thing to do, just be indoors and away from windows. You'll be perfectly fine from this. It's our first severe thunderstorm warning of the day. My goodness. It's been a pretty uneventful day, not gonna lie. Weather-wise. Yes. That was probably one of the most entertaining parts of the stream. Anything in the Jacksonville area? Let me go check. Yeah, lots of rain still. Still a lot of rain left for the Jacksonville area. That's not going to stop anytime soon. Coming over to the storm total precip, you can see those rain amounts are piling up here to about 2 inches now. So still increasing there. Might be a small flood threat with this, especially as this heavier precip comes in there near St. Augustine and then up into Jacksonville. In terms of winds, we're dealing with around 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts, so nothing too crazy. Probably not going to get any power outages out of with those gusts. Maybe a couple if your infrastructure is kind of bad. And then closer to the coast near Jacksonville, we've got 31-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But yeah, that's the update up there for Jacksonville. Still not expecting that tornado threat to get going with that, but you know, we shall see, I guess. Hello, Ryan again. Got a couple hours of sleep. Hope you guys have been taking care of yourselves. Yeah, I got a nice little break from the last stream into this one. Just checking the cams. Yeah, this is still the most entertaining one here. I will say, I think the water levels have gone down a little bit here. Near this pier or near this barriers here. You know, we did have quite a bit of water out here, but now, you know, it's gone down a little bit. It was like probably around a couple of inches to like half a foot, and now it's looking like maybe like an inch or two of water on the road now. So it does seem like the water levels are going down finally there near Key West. Yeah, still seeing a little bit of rotation with this guy down here. A little scraggly cell. Yeah. Still pretty weak at this point. Really not seeing anything much of concern. You can see right around here, going towards the radar, going away. Rotation was there, but now you see those green colors are now over here, which indicates that we have more of an anti-cyclonic rotation going on here. You have the greens going towards the radars, the reds going away. So maybe a new little area of rotation trying to form to the right of this thing, but still unconcerning. I'm trying to think what I'm going to name my title after this video or after this live stream is over. The tornado threat that never happened. The rain in Florida. As it was. Rain broadcast. That's pretty much what we've been doing all day. Rain broadcast. Same thing, Alva. Rain and wave. We've had some wind too, so maybe the windy day in Florida as it happened. Strong wind coverage. Yeah, we've had some stronger winds today, up to 50 miles per hour. That's not really, I mean, it's not really that strong though. 50 miles per hour, I mean, that's up there, but I don't know if I would go as far as to say strong. Wave coverage. Yeah, there were waves. There's definitely a lot of waves with this storm. Yeah, once these storms exit the coast, if we don't get anything else, that might be it for the tornado threat. Because these guys, I can tell you right now, they're not doing nothing. Let's check this guy. This one's starting to get a little bit of rotation. Look at that. Let me just double check. So that would be going towards the radar. That's going away. Yeah, we got this one's actually trying to rotate a little bit. Might have to try to find a cam for this. Where is that? Near Punta Gorda. It's weak rotation, but it should also be lightning with this one too. Yeah, we've got one in right in this region. I'm not sure how much it's going to show us, but it would have to be this guy here. What's going on with that? Okay, what about like this? Not sure what's going on here. Let me resize this little window. Yeah, it's starting to get to that hour where my brain is stopping to work. Just fair warning. I can still read radar in my sleep, so don't worry about that part, but some of the words I say might be might get a little kooky. Might get a little wacky. Whitecap wave coverage. It's not bad. No, just getting tired. Just getting tired. I mean, may I remind you guys, it is 2 a.m. There's some lightning. Yes, I remember that help. I was worried about that one. Chicago's a big city. That could have been really bad. Why are you trying to paint me as a drunk, Florida? I don't drink during broadcasts. That'd be very irresponsible. Hard to read radar when everything is doubled. 3 a.m. there? Yeah, you guys are in Eastern time. All right, we just got a new tornado warning with this. Holy moly. First one of the day. Yeah, it's right there for this rotation here. We're right there. That is, let's see how far away it is from the coast. About 4 miles from the coast there. So we do have rotation with this storm, and they did decide to pull the trigger here on the tornado warning. So Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, South Punta Gorda Heights, Harbor Heights, Cleveland, Ridge Harbor, Deep Creek, Fort Ogden, Hull, and Nocatee You guys are all in the path of this tornado warned storm, and you need to be going to your safe spots immediately. This is still over the water as of right now, but it's about to cross over land, and there is rotation with this storm right here. So it's about to come onto land. So please go to your safe spots, take shelter from this storm. If you are, and what that means is essentially the innermost interior room of your house with as many walls in between you and the outside as humanly possible, a tornado shelter or a basement that is underground. If you live in an RV trailer, tiny home, or mobile home, you need to be evacuating immediately and seeking sturdier shelters, like a brick house or something more sturdy, like cinder block or anything that is more sturdy than the plywood or whatever that holds most of those types of buildings together. So please go ahead and do that right now and evacuate as you still have time. And everybody else get into your safe spots in your house in the innermost interior room, please. This is our first tornado warning of the day, and hopefully, it's not going to be on the ground here. But we do have a cam that is close to the. Oh gosh, what happened? Hold on, take that off there. We do have a cam in the path of this thing. I don't know if it'll work. Yeah, it's gonna do this buggy thing here, so we'll have to come back to here. So we do have a cam in the path of this. As you can see underneath this storm, the winds are a howling, lots of heavy rain with this as well. So we will have to see. I don't think we'll be able to see anything with this, but if the tornado does come onto the ground here, we also have a bunch of traffic cams as well, and that'll be this guy right here. Let's get a traffic cam actually, because well, let's at least get this map positioned here. Where the heck? Right here. Okay. Yeah, we do have cams all along this road right here near Punta Gorda. So, you know, if something happens, we'll bring this back up and try to find something. But yeah, this right here is underneath the storm in Punta Gorda on the coast, but I don't think it's in the direct path of the rotation. I think it'll go south of it. But yeah, here's the latest scan. Still have rotation with this storm. See those greens going away from the radar, greens going towards the blues going towards the radar there. Rotation is right there approaching land. It is now 2 miles from the coast. And it's going to be impossible to confirm whether or not there's a water spout on the water right now. But as this comes over to land, what we're going to be looking for is coming over here to the CC scan or debris ball scan. And as this little couplet right here passes over land, if we get a blue dot that forms just like this, and that means we do have a tornado on the ground as it reaches land. But right now, this is radar indicated, as it's going to be impossible to see if this thing is on the ground until we can get some radar indication that it is. But yeah, there's that rotation there. Again, if you live in Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte, Fort Ogden, Deep Creek, Harbor Heights, Morgantown, Ridge Harbor, Cleveland, Nocatee, here in Florida, you need to be in your safe spots. First tornado warning of the day. Holy moly. Maybe a water spout. Could be. Could be a water spout. What did I want to do? Wanted to do something. Forgot. Oh yeah, I wanted to change the title of my video really quick to tornado warning in Florida. Just in case someone sees it, you know. It's a little bit more direct than tornado threat broadcast. Tornado warning in Florida. There we go. Someone remind me to change that back when we get to it, or when it's over. Sometimes I forget. All right, let's get the latest scan in, and now that rotation is just off of the coast here. I do want to warn you guys that we are really far away from the radar with this storm, so we're not looking near the surface. with this. So it might take a little while if there is a tornado on the ground to show up. It might not be immediately as it makes it over the land, because debris would have to be lofted a couple thousand feet in order for this radar this far away to be able to see that there is debris in this storm. So if that radar was right here, we could see it almost as soon as it starts picking up debris. But since we're so far away, we might have to wait an extra scan in order to confirm whether or not there is one on the ground. But right now, the latest scan, that rotation is right here near Punta Gorda. And again, this cam right here, not this one. Is it this one? It is. What did I do? Oh. This cam right here is in the tornado warning. But the rotation should go south of this. Yeah, I don't like nocturnal threats either, because it's really hard. But this is where. Hold on, let's come back over to here. This is where we all need to come together here. We all need to come together to share this stream. If you know anybody in this area, if you live nearby this area, post it on your social media. Post it anywhere. If you have friends in this region, start making those phone calls. But share the stream as far as wide as you can if you live in this region, because you never know. You might have some friends that live in this region that have family. You never know who you could impact by sharing this stream and getting them over to a resource that'll keep them safe and give them the information that they need. Especially, guys, it's late at night, so we need to try hard to bug people and wake them up. That's what we got to do. So now it's time for you guys to interact here and try to help us reach as many people as possible. So share this stream on your social media in order to help out here and spread the word about this tornado warning. All right, it's just now reaching land. You can see right here, there's that rotation. It is now just touching the land. Let's see. We don't have the latest correlation coefficient scan yet, so we're still waiting for that. But that rotation has officially made it onto land there. Still cannot confirm whether or not this is on the ground at this moment. Line west of Tampa is going northwest. Yeah, I hope not, Florida man. Yeah, probably help. Okay, latest scan here. There's a little something there. It's not deep enough, though, to indicate a tornado. Typically, you want to see a blue dot. But yeah, right there's that rotation right here. But if you're just now tuning in, we have a tornado warning here in southwestern, kind of south central western Florida down here, just to the north of Fort Myers, and got Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, Morgantown, Fort Ogden, Nocatee, Hull, and Harbor Heights in this tornado warning. All the people in those cities need to be seeking shelter. Yeah, latest scan, this rotation is definitely on land, pulling up into Charlotte Park now. Not seeing a debris ball right now, but that doesn't mean that there's not a tornado on the ground. Again, it's going to take a significant, a pretty strong tornado to loft debris high enough for us to see it. So there could definitely be something happening down there. We just wouldn't know. In terms of the rotation, not super impressive, but again, we're looking really high up into the storm. So unfortunately, there's just not a lot of definitive things we could say about this tornado warned storm, given the fact that we are so far away from the radar in a radar hole. So, if you live in these areas, just be in your safe spots, please, until this passes. Unfortunately, this is just how it goes when you don't have a radar nearby, and you are in a radar hole. At least we can kind of see the storm. Some radar holes, you can't even see the storm. So at least we have a little bit of a view into it. But yeah, here's the latest view in Punta Gorda. See still some pretty strong winds associated with this storm as well. Thank you, team man. That's a big help. Yeah, radar holes suck. Yeah, that cam is in the tornado warning there. Near Port Charlotte. Or like right here in Punta Gorda, sorry, not Port Charlotte. All right, let's go over to here and get a cam right here. Should come pretty close to this cam. Yeah, rotation is down here, and that cam is like right in this region here, so it should come pretty darn close to this cam. Let me just double check the location of this. Yeah, south, just the south. Yeah, this is perfect position. We've got a good view nearby the storm here. Now, there's a tornado on the ground. We should see some evidence of it with this cam. You see that rotation is here. It's going kind of pretty close to Selena. We might have to go a little bit further north with this cam. Yeah, we'll have to go a little bit further north. But yeah, that's where the location of it is now. Now inside of Punta Gorda, crossing over Charlotte Park. Next in line is going to be Highway 75 here in Selena as well. If you live in these regions, you're going to be next in line for this rotation. Yes, we have a tornado warning here in near Port Charlotte in this red polygon region, also including Arcadia as well. Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, Southern Arcadia, Morgantown, Deep Creek, Harbor Heights, Cleveland, Ridge Harbor, Fort Ogden, Hull, all need to be in their safe spots. Let's bring this big right here. There's that tornado warning. Zooming out just for reference, you can see it's in southwestern Florida, just to the north of Cape Coral. What radar am I using? This is Radar Omega. All right, let's go a little bit more north with this camera. Should come pretty close. Should come pretty close to here. Yeah, there's Selena. Yeah, that rotation, at least in the upper levels, is really starting to fall apart here. There's still some there, though. It's really taken like a pretty northerly track. It's going to be pretty close to Selena, and then Harbor Heights will be after that. But it'll probably continue up to the north and east here, coming just like this in this track here. So if it continues to go in the same direction, it's going to get pretty close to this little area there. So we might have to go even further north. But yeah, right there near Punta Gorda, there's a little bit of rotation there. But again, we're looking really high up into this storm. So it's impossible to tell you what's happening near the ground, unfortunately. On the correlation coefficient, still not seeing anything definitive there either. But let's just treat this like it is a tornado on the ground, and please be in your safe spots. No problem, DKO Pack. Let's get this cam down here. I'm just waiting for that latest radar update here. This cam is in Selena here, so it's pretty darn close to this thing. We might have to go a little bit further north. Yeah, what's up? Let's see here. Let's come back over to here, see if we have that latest scan in. Yeah, looking pretty darn messy now. Barely still seeing that rotation there near Punta Gorda. Not nearly as strong as it was. There's still a little bit there, though, so I still want everybody in their safe spots, but it looks like it's going to be going pretty much right over Salina next. So we do have a good cam on this thing. Let's see if we can see anything. Probably won't see anything. I wouldn't say I'm confident there's no tornado on the ground because it's so far away. So it's kind of hard to tell whether or not we're actually going to be able to see something or not. Is the tornado warning in Charlotte? Let me check. Well, I don't think that's in there, if I remember correctly. Florida? Yeah, I'm not seeing a Charlotte, Florida. Yeah, this is in Florida, southwestern Florida. Yeah, not seeing any other convincing rotations anywhere else. Just want to take a little bit of a zoomed out view just to make sure we're not missing anything. Yeah, it seems like this thing is losing that rotation, kind of like all the other storms did as it moves across land here. Still waiting for that latest scan. I mean, this is pretty much directly under that area of rotation now, and winds are definitely gustier here. Still not seeing any evidence of tornadoes, and in fact, this is probably going to be our best tool here in order to understand whether or not there is actually going to be a tornado with this storm on the ground, because it's going to be hard to see it on radar if it's not strong enough to loft debris up in the air. I think it's named Port Charlotte. All right, Port Charlotte. Let me look at that. Oh yeah, I see it right there. Yeah, Port Charlotte is fine. The rotation is passed. Like Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, Salina still needs to be in their safe spots, but Acklin, South Punta Gorda Heights, Tropical Gulf Acres, and Pirate Harbor, you guys can all come out of your safe spots. But out in front of this thing, like Harbor Heights, Cleveland, Ridge Harbor, still need to be in there in your safe spots. But I will say, yeah, there's that rotation now crossing over Highway 75. And I mean, here's the view. Right in that region. Definitely some gustier winds picking up here. This is the last time we looked. Still cannot confirm whether or not there's a tornado on the ground on this thing or not. All right, they let the tornado warning expire, so there we go. Everybody can come out of their safe spots. Yeah. There is rotation there. It's just not strong, like I said earlier. So I'm not arguing with that, but it just makes me uncomfortable that this thing is so far away from the radar and we can't tell anything that's on the ground. I hate it when they expire tornado warnings. It's not like I, disagree with it, but especially for these ones that are so far away from the radar and you can't tell anything on the ground. It's frustrating because, you just don't know. It's hard to know what to say, honestly. You just have to be upfront. And, everybody comes to me for like an expert opinion, right? And, I'm looking at this thing and I can't tell you much. And that's like the opposite of what anybody wants to hear. But I mean, there looks like there could be some upper level rotation with this north of Deep Creek over there near Salina, but it's hard to tell. Good news is we didn't see a tornado on the camera, so there is that. I guess the Port Charlotte tornado warning as it happened Let's go check out some of these other storms. Thank you, Darla Arnold, for subscribing. I do appreciate it. They have plenty of cams down here. This is the good thing about Florida. There's really not a storm that can happen in Florida, at least when I'm streaming, that can get away from my cams. Or they're not my cams, but the cams that I know how to find. So usually most storms we can get a view on it. We couldn't confirm that water spout earlier because there probably wasn't one on it. We just had so many cams looking at that water spout, it couldn't dodge us. And same thing with this storm. I mean, if there's a tornado on the ground, we probably would have seen it. But yeah, let me change the title back here since that tornado warning expired. Tornado threat coverage. There we go. All right, back to tornado threat coverage. Tornado warning has officially expired. Still monitoring the storms. Got a little surprise rotation there, so. But you know, it kind of makes you wonder if that wasn't in a radar hole, would it have still been tornado warned or not? Who knows? Couldn't tell what was happening on the ground. All right, let's do a little broad view. It looks like that rain is now just starting to nose into South Carolina now. Heavier rain over near Tallahassee, near Brunswick as well. Also, still heavy rain happening over there near Jacksonville. What about Melbourne? I live in Mississippi, but your pop lives in Melbourne, Mississippi. Or Melbourne, Florida. Let me check. Melbourne, Florida. Yeah, that's on this side of it. There's still a tornado threat, but it's quite low right now. Personally, I wouldn't be too concerned. You know, some of these storms have been rotating, like this one, but I mean, this is literally the only one. All these other storms are almost dead and gone here. Almost dead and gone. Very weak storms along this line, and there's no really stronger storms out in front of it. You know, it's kind of got this area right there, but they're all the way over here, so you know they can get some sleep. Definitely have a way to get warnings though, just in case. I can't guarantee I'll be live that long. I am thinking about making another coffee though. If you guys don't mind, would you guys care if I took a little break to make another coffee? Keep that right there. No, the tornado warning in Charlotte has expired. I'm just gonna make some coffee. It shouldn't take longer than a couple minutes. And I need to make one in order to continue to stay awake. We could be live for a pretty long time. While I'm gone, to keep yourself entertained, try to make the subscribe number below me go up as far as possible. I'm just kidding. But also consider hitting that that like button. You know, that will help out. It does seem like, you know, tornado threat might have picked up there for a little bit. It could be a trend. Might be helpful to try to get this back in the YouTube algorithm. But yeah, I'm gonna make some coffee really quick. I'll be right back. All right. We got coffee. Ooh. What did I miss? Thank you, Still City Girl, for subscribing. I appreciate that. All right. Hopefully I was helpful. How long will the tornado risk remain in Estero? Let me check. Yeah, I mean, really the most convection along this line is happening here. So after this passes, that's going to be it for you. Behind these storms, if we look over, here, I'll show you guys. It's a pretty cool view of the storm. It also gives us a look at the air around this thing. So you can see there's a lot of dry air around this storm. And behind that line, it gets even drier. So, that being said, after that little line of storms passes, that's going to be it for your threat. You manually in what? What were you guys doing while I was gone? I'm confused. There is not a tornado warning anymore near Port Charlotte, Darren. It's over. All right, checking back over with this rotation with these storms. Very broad and diffuse right now. So still monitoring it to see if it'll do anything. Also watching these new cells popping up down here. It does seem like the environment's a little bit more spinny down here, so we're gonna have to keep our eye on that. Yeah, it's like a lot of the convection has moved off of the coast here for West Palm Beach. Still some showers there, but that should stay to the west of West Palm Beach. It's like our focus is going to shift kind of back to the East Coast. We were watching over here for these little spin-ups off the coast of like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, up into West Palm. But it seems like those are taking a break at the moment. So it's like our focus is going to shift back over here near Cape Coral. And you can see that a lot of that rain has moved out. Definitely starting to see some gustier winds, though, over here. 41-mile-per-hour winds coming back for Sarasota, where we've seen probably the highest wind gusts, at least recorded by METAR data today. Let's come back over here. This is one of our pier cams here, as you can see. This is near West Palm Beach. Still a little crazy out there in the waves, but that's about it. Let's take this off of here, put this back on. Was it this one? This is at Cocoa Beach. A lot higher winds with this earlier today, but it seems like those winds have also calmed down a little bit out here. Look at that view. Which one's the... Oh, it's Tyler. Okay, there we go. I need to refresh this camera. Just give me a second. How good is my coffee? It's good. It's got some cream in there, some sugar. It's nice. Still some big waves happening over here at the southernmost point in Key West, but you can see that a lot of that water has cleared off the road. So it does seem like that flood threat is diminishing over here for the coast there near Key West. Yes, Vincent, that is true. The instability was stronger or was higher today. Would have been a very active day across Florida. But luckily, that did not happen. We only had one tornado warning so far today. I don't know. I don't know why that account got hidden. I'd have to talk to my mods and see what you did before I could make that decision. What should we call this? What should we call this live stream? I'm thinking about calling it the tornado warning near Port Charlotte as it happened, or as it was. Yeah, I'm not really seeing too much of a waterspout potential. These storms would have to get a little bit more mature over here near Key West. But might elevate the winds again as that line passes. Yeah, there's little tiny microscopic and weak rotations in there. Nothing that is concerning me whatsoever just yet, so we'll keep an eye on it. Mainly got my eyes on this storm now. Gonna see if this one tries to rotate. It's kind of in the same environment as this one storm just was in, so it'll be interesting to see what this storm tries to do here as it approaches north of Cape Coral again. No, you can't call it a bust. It's a 5%, guys. 5% can't bust. There's no guarantee of a tornado today. And in fact, I think all of the scenarios kind of painted a good picture of today. You know, we had the GFS and the Euro coming in with not enough instability, and we didn't get enough instability. So GFS and the Euro models were correct. You know, the NAM was a lot more bullish on the instability, and that just didn't happen today. Also, the storm system is going a little bit slower. That's one thing. It's going a little bit slower than all the models anticipated. You know, by 2 a.m., a lot of the models were saying that this line right here would already have been like over in this region, in between here and here. So it's also moving a lot slower. So they were wrong in some areas, but you know, they did capture the overall potential. You know, we said that yesterday when we did our live forecast, was that, you know, there's either going to be instability or not. It's going to be one of those watch what happens as it happens kind of day. You're about to sleep? All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we've had a few of them, Jordan. Yeah, I mean, if you get a 10% hatch risk and you don't even get a tornado warning, you can safely call that a bust. Basically, like most events, yeah, the NAM a lot of times comes in a little hefty. So also sometimes as the HRRR does as well, but it's not always like that. Like for this tornado event that we had up near near the Nashville area, you know, the HRRR, I mean the NAM had like no cape, had like very little cape in this region, and the HRRR was a lot more bullish with bringing that cape up further to the north there. So, like I said, not, there is no model that is better than any other model. It just depends on the event. And sometimes, a model will get an event right. Sometimes it'll get it wrong. And, it's best to paint a broad picture, paint with broad strokes instead of trying to call out fine details because, things change. Models change, and you can't rely on just one model for any event. They'll all paint a broad picture, and you gotta have those variables in your head. Like today could have been a really bad tornado day. There was definitely potential there if the NAM was correct. Luckily, the NAM was not correct, and it turned out to be hopefully a non-tornado day. Again, really no way to confirm or not confirm on radar here. We didn't see a tornado on the cam as that rotation passed pretty close. So we'll have to see what the NWS has to say about that if we get any reports out of there. But I mean, in terms of what the NAM was painting today was very much like the GFS and the Euro models. So how long am I staying live? Until I'm convinced the tornado threat is over. That's why we got coffee. Is Fort Pierce safe? Let me look. Fort Pierce, Florida, south of Palm Bay. Yeah, you got a little bit, maybe a little burst of heavy rain coming, but that's about it for quite a while here. Seems like these storms will probably come to the north of you. And then eventually, but this will be like way in the morning, so you're safe to go to sleep there. It'll be a while before these storms make it to you. Listen, hi, I told you what I was going to do. That's all I can say. So you just have to wait. NAM is more often than not always overrated. No. So, I mean, like I said, the NAM severely underpredicted the Nashville event. Like I said, it changes every event. Thomasville, sure. We can check it one more time. Yeah, Thomasville, Georgia is still getting some rain and potentially up to 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. No tornado threat for you, just wind and rain still. Cameron, what are you doing up? You don't even live in Florida, Cameron. You should be asleep. Yeah, it sometimes gets events right. It just depends on the type of storm, and GFS and Euro typically handle, sub or tropical storms better than the NAM and the HRRR. You're really not supposed to use the NAM or the HRRR for tropical storms. This isn't a tropical storm, so some people were thinking that the NAM had a little bit more credibility with it. So there is that. But it didn't. It did not verify this time, so that's not always the case. Like, for instance, when we had that really big, when we had I think it was like a 10% hatched, or it was like a 10%. No, I don't think it was a hatched. It was like a 10% non-hatched. Like in this area, the NAM was 100% right. It didn't show anything. It's like, maybe a small line of rain. And that's kind of what it was. There was no tornado warning at all that day. Thank you, Vincent, for the $10 donation. Everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Vincent. Thank you very much. It's very helpful to the stream. It helps fund everything, so I do appreciate that. About to go to the airport. Where are you going, Cameron? Riverview, Florida. Let me check that out for you. That's near Brandon. Yeah, very low tornado threat with these storms right now. None of them have really been able to rotate, and as you can see, not a whole lot of convection. They do got the shape, but the shape means nothing without the rotation, and we're just not seeing any convincing rotation with these storms right now. So you should be good to go, but I'd stay up until this line passes, just in case one of them tries to do something. But as of right now, there's not a whole lot of convection along there. Raining here in South Carolina. Yeah, if we look at the broad view here, we can check out what the rain is doing on a wide scale. So yeah, rain is just nosing into South Carolina and North Carolina. Heaviest down here near Tallahassee, going up into our, yeah, I wouldn't say the heaviest. I mean, we have some smaller storms, but on a larger scale, some of the heavier rain is happening just to the east of Dothan, Alabama, over in Tallahassee. And also on the coast here near Brunswick as well. Who's Nam? You know what the Nam is. Oh, to see your parents in Kentucky? Nice. Well, enjoy your vacation. All right, Lauren, well, thank you for tuning in. No, I'm not doing accents. It's not happening. Severe thunderstorm capable west of Klondike Beach. Yeah, this one's going away from land, though. That's the special marine warning. Capable of water spouts. Main impacts are going to be fish, whales, turtles, crab, and apparently plastic and trash. Lots of plastic and trash in the ocean, apparently. Yeah, this little line's coming in. Still not seeing any areas of convincing rotation. Just gonna check around here. Will this collide with another storm? Technically, it already is. If we come up to here. So why this thing is going to be moving off to the north and east, kind of scraping the east coast, is because we have a low pressure system up here. There's that frontal boundary right there, and you know, out in front of the frontal boundary, it advects air up to the north, and that's why this low pressure system is going to get carried along the coast and bring those high winds, is because it is technically colliding with the storm. But I think the more accurate way to think about it is just like getting pushed or pulled from another storm. Sharknado, yeah. Sharknado warning out there near Daytona Beach. Poor turtles. I just thought about never mind. That baby turtle on Finding Nemo when they do like the, what is it, noggin? And you're like, dude. Just thought about that for some reason. Gatornado. Yeah, you gotta watch out for those Gatornados. Might start eating flood warnings near Jacksonville. Let me check it. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to that point. Had a lot of rain here. We got one more heavy, or a couple. Yeah, look at that. It's kind of a line there near Jacksonville. Let's kind of look at the storm total precipitation here near Jacksonville, Florida. I mean, it's not really falling at too high of a rate here, but definitely could be some ponding on the roads starting to happen over there near Jacksonville. In fact, one of the things we can search, one of the cool things about this traffic map that we have. Let's get that up. And then we can see if there's any like incidents being reported. And they can come in pretty recent. Like, I mean, we were able to see some wrecks earlier today. Okay, so we have a little thing here. What's going on here? Minor accident. Yeah, look, what we're looking for is potentially some flooding on the road and traffic. Yeah, not seeing any flooding on the road. Not really seeing anything really being reported. Is that interesting? Here's another one here. Yeah, not really seeing anything in terms of like flooding on the roads or anything right now. But we'll definitely keep an eye out for flood warning if it does get issued. I do think that's, you know, in the realm of possibilities up there. That's for sure. How much have you gotten in Crystal River? We can check that out. It's not going to be as accurate because Crystal River is pretty far away from the radar, so take these amounts with a grain of salt. But it does seem like, you know, right around that 2 to 3 inch range. Yeah, 2 inches potentially happened there. But I think you guys have like a little bit of a drought happening there, so that's probably why you're getting that flooding with not so much rain. Typically, that wouldn't be an issue. But I think it is pretty dry up there. Haven't even asked you about the weather in Texas. Do I have to, Cameron? Y'all don't have anything going on up there. What did you get, like a little sprinkle? A little sprinkle over there near Wichita? That latest storm? A little drizzle? Am I ready for bed? I'm a little tired, for sure. Definitely tired, but we got coffee. So hopefully that gives me a little extra push to the finish line. Crazy drivers down here. There's crazy drivers everywhere. I haven't met a person that doesn't say their state has the craziest driver. They all say it. It's like, my state has the craziest drivers. And another person's like, no, my state has the craziest drivers. Everybody argues over that, but in the reality of the situation is that every state has crazy drivers. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Nobody is safe from the crazy drivers. Well, you guys do also have Florida men in Florida, man. You should know that. It's been boring. Yeah. Been rainy over there. That's about it. Thanks, T-Man. I appreciate that. Major flooding in the Johns Pass area? Where is that? We might be able to find that on a traffic cam. Madeira Beach. Over here, interesting. Johns Pass. Right in here? Yeah, there's Johns Pass. So that'd be that little bridge there. Let's check that out. Come over to here. See if we can actually get eyes on that. I'm not sure if we're going to have a cam in that area. That might be too far. Oh, I lost it. Where is it again? It's right there near St. Petersburg. Like right over here somewhere? I have no idea. I swear, sometimes these maps are hard to co-locate. Right near this little inlet. Right there. Where's that little inlet on here, though? Oh, it's right there. Okay, there's that inlet. There's John's Pass. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we don't have any cams, traffic cams there, unfortunately. Let me check the other map really quick. We might have something on there. It's a low chance, though. Yeah. Yeah, I got no cams near there. It's too close to the coast. Thank you, Spunky, for subscribing. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. Hey, thank you, Vincent O'Connor, for gifting 1 membership. And Help got it. Oh, that's awesome. There we go. Oh, wait, Help, I thought you already had a membership. Anyways, everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Vincent O'Connor and Help, because Help was the one that got the gift. Let's check over here. Thank you very much for that. That helps me out, and it also helps someone in chat out, which is double the niceness. So thank you very much. Look at your comment. Oh my gosh. Where is it? YouTube Mike's Weathers page? Who's that? Who's Mike's Weathers page? It's just like a... Yeah, who is that? Never heard of him. Check back over here near Key West. Yeah, these storms. I'm not seeing any rotation anywhere. These storms near Rotunda West. Kind of going over that same area as there was as that last storm, but not seeing any rotation on that one either. It's just kind of a lull in the activity right now. So that means webcams. He's a storm chaser. I mean, do I need to know about him? We got this webcam. It's kind of calm. This webcam, actually, the road is almost completely dried up here. You can see the seas are getting calmer here in Key West. Oh, okay. He's in Madeira Beach. I'll search him. Is he live or something? Mike's weather page. Oh, he's storm chasing. Yeah, I would show it if I could. But, I mean, I need his permission. So if y'all want to go bug his chat and see if he'll give me permission to show it, maybe we could use him as a storm chaser. You never said he was a storm chaser. You said storm chaser, kind of. You didn't tell me he was live. It could be helpful. Guys, I told you I'm tired. Okay? It's 3 a.m. My brain is slowly turning into mush. You'll chase for me? I don't need a storm chaser in Texas, Cameron. Yeah, go storm chase. Get us, you know what, Cameron? I'll take you up on that. Get us a nice view of Orion. I want to look at Orion. Get us some nice views of some stars, if that's even possible in Wichita, with all the lights. It's 10 a.m. there in Germany. Yeah, but you got a full night's sleep. J-Storm, if we had any. See you later, Baba Ram. Thank you for tuning in. Go, oh, Cameron, I know what you can do. Go stand in front of a green screen and then put a storm behind you and then act like it's like actually happening. It's only a matter of time before we have storm, like a fake storm chasers. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm surprised we haven't had that happen yet. In fact, I might have just inspired a troll in chat to eventually do that one day, so I apologize. But I could totally see it happen. You know, they put a green screen behind them, and they put like their title. You know, they got a nice thumbnail, and they're like, on a tornado right now, guys. They have like a fan blowing and like like someone holding a hose next to them. I can totally see it happen. And like another guy throwing like chunks of ice at him, like a whole production. Oh no. I could totally see that happening though. And it would probably get thousands of views. There'd probably be a lot of people that believe it. Can we change the title? I don't know. I want to wait till this storm is over this little port area. I mean, we're pretty much there. We're pretty much at the end, I think. These storms have moved off of Port St. Lucie. So they're a non-threat. There's nothing behind it. I'm not going to change the title, but we're getting pretty close to the end of the stream, I'll tell you what. I just want to see what this storm does. If it does nothing, then that'll probably be it. It's been a late night. Got another long day tomorrow. All right, Janine, thank you for tuning in. I was going to cow flying by, though. I don't know. Wires. Yes, but he didn't answer. That's okay. Here's my last sip of coffee. I don't know if I'll be able to go to sleep. You made me sound... What did you say? IT, man. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, luckily today wasn't too eventful. Ugh. I had a lot of potential water spouts, though. Just glad they all stayed off the coast. There you go, Cameron. Yes, I will look like a zombie if I get any sleep. Depending on how... It's going to take a while for this coffee to wear off, so it will be an interesting attempt. Yeah, it's not bad. Yes. I'm not really a big watcher of football, but my brother got married at Auburn, so kind of de facto support them. But the only time I really watch Auburn is when they're playing Alabama, and Auburn always loses. So they almost won last time, though. Almost. We almost got them. Oh, Florida man. They're a funny guy. I feel like if we ever hung out, it would be a good time. Let's see here. Is anybody else getting tired? But yeah, tornado threat's pretty much over for the East Coast here. This little line is absolutely gone here. This is all that's left. This guy. Oh gosh, now we're gonna have all the Alabama fans come in here and start screaming "Roll Tide." Oh great. Think you're okay here. All right. See you later, Brandy. Get you some good sleep. Yeah, almost everybody's done with the threat here. It's just this last little guy here, and it's no rotation. It's over. It's over. I'd still have alerts on just in case something happens, but looks like it's mainly just gonna be wind, maybe some rain, with the most rain and potentially a flood threat up here near Jacksonville. So watch out here still for that flood threat. Not seeing any rotation with these storms though. Same over here near Lake City and McClenny. The long day in the books. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and also thank you to all the new subscribers during the stream. I do appreciate it. I look forward to covering your area again sometime soon. Again, just keep me in your back pocket. You don't gotta tune in for every live stream. It's just always good to have me, just in case there's a weather thing, because you know there's probably not a whole lot of people covering these storms right now. But I'm up here late because I guess I'm crazy. I don't know. A lot of people said I was crazy for staying up this late. So maybe they're right. Definitely feel a little crazy with all the sleepiness. But yeah, you guys have a good rest of your night. And I will see you guys tomorrow covering the wind. I can't guarantee it'll be an early stream. It'll probably be later in the day, to be honest. But yeah. I will see y'all then. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if I helped you at all tonight. But yeah, see you then. Peace.